They're the building they're holding it in. There is about 80,000 people there.
Jesus Christ.
And 0 watching us.
It's because they're all watching the draft except for Jay.
I don't know. Now we got 5 people here. That's cool. What's up, guys? We go live tonight, and try to be a little bit on time. We're 3 minutes after, but it's okay. Got some cool books, and especially some new books. I picked up some a back issue. Got some facsimiles and a statue as well this week. So, living the dream, I guess. All right. So I have 13 books, but I only got a chance to read 8 of them, which it's okay. I'll go read them after this. We're done with this. But honestly, every book I've basically bought this week so far, I've been enjoying the heck out of it. There hasn't been a dull book yet so far. So, and I try to read the what titles I know are kind of like more like less fun to me than some of the other ones because of different genres. I like humor, but I also like some of the drama ones too. That such as books as The Expanse, is more of a drama, space drama.
Well, it's kind of good that there's that many of them that you're getting, and you like all of them so far. I mean, that's a good sign.
I like the fact that there's also different subgenres as far as comic books. Not everything superhero stuff. There's other stuff that you can pick up. We just got a brand new Dick Tracy series. That's a detective. Crime. There's also the Saturday Morning Adventures of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is a comedy, action adventure book. So there's all different ones you can pick up this week. There's also some superheroes. Others as well. There's a Wolverine on Magicport Nights. The newest issue came out. Like I said, it's getting to the point where I can actually find books to read. Instead of having to just rely on manga. And I know I do read manga. I just don't really do this is a manga based channel. Really, we're more comic book oriented. So I don't know. If I want to do manga, I'd have to bring LK on, and nobody wants that.
No.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know who that is.
You're lucky. Just think of Sergeant Slaughter. Now, Pat. Now picture him a little bit about 10 years younger.
Okay.
10 or 20.
I got to see him live once.
Well, he's still live,
this was back in '87.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, I'm not saying. Well, Slaughter is still alive. You can see him. He hasn't gone.
Does Sergeant Slaughter follow you on Twitter, Venkman?
He was for a while. I don't know if he still does. I have to go look.
He probably still does.
It's been a while since I checked, But I do remember him. Like he followed me. I was like, is this really him on here, or is this somebody else tweeting for him?
Then you looked up and he's got 100,000 followers and he's following 100,000 people. So I guess he's got something set up to where.
Yeah, I'll follow you. You follow me.
I guess it
works.
Normally it's it's either they're following maybe 90 people and they have 55K following them. Or it's the other way. It's a porn bot and they're following 4K and they have 0 followers.
And what people often ask. Where are the? I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Just 4K.
What you gonna do when?
What you gonna do when the porn bot follows you?
Well, since you read 72 books this week, maybe you should start.
They're all virgin variants too.
Awesome. 72 virgin variants. Awesome.
So when a variant dies, it blows itself up. It gets to have some virgin variants.
All right. I'll start off with the books that I get a chance to read this week. You already saw The Expanse, latest issue. Second to last issue. I've been enjoying this series. I said I love the TV show. I love it. It's continuing the same theme that the show had going over on Amazon Prime. Also before the show was on Sci-Fi. So if you're a fan of The Expanse, I do recommend you go watch the show all the way through from beginning to end. And if you've already done that, pick this up. It's Andy Diggle. My first book series by him that I've read. and the art's a little cartoonish, but you can at least recognize who some of the people are, the cast members and stuff like that, which is always helpful. So it's like I said, it's kind of what you expect from a Boom Studios, kind of art style. It's not like you're getting like the John Carter Warlord of Mars, where it's very cartoonish and it just looks nothing like the characters. So that's always great to have.
It's all about the Boom Studios,
the Kaboom, as it used to be, which is really weird. Why did they change the name?
Boom Studios is you sure it's the same thing?
Kaboom used to be Kaboom. Now it's Boom Studios. Because I was looking it up because we were reading the Darkwing Duck stuff in here too, DuckTales. That's by Kaboom. So I wonder if somebody left the business, the company, or somebody bought it from them.
Well, all the Kaboom stuff looked Tumblr-like.
Well, if you go back to 2011, look at the actual DuckTales, it actually looked like the animated series and stuff. Same with Darkwing Duck. So, and same with the Rescue Rangers, a lot of cool stuff. So, but anyway, Expanse, Dragon Tooth. It's 11 and 12 issue miniseries. Yeah, Kaboom was the kids' books. Yes, pretty much. All right. Next one is the Frank Thorne cover of Red Sonja, Shido with a sword. This is issue number 10. This is a Walter Giovanni and Torn Grunbeck book. Did not get a chance to read it, but like I said, whenever I just open that art, I see Walter Giovanni's art, I just immediately fall in love with the character even more and more. Just the book itself, the storytelling is on par with the art.
What's wrong with her face?
She's pissed off.
No, I mean all the stuff that was on it.
Most likely, it's blood from people killing people.
Ah.
You see right there, she's getting attacked. I mean, you'd have blood splatter too. So, like I said, I like the fact that Red Sonja's actually getting some more respect now, versus some of the past writers and artists is like where it's just like they don't understand the character whatsoever, and not only that, they want to invert the male gaze, so they basically want to dumb down in the character and cover her up and just basically shit on the lore of the character. So, all right. Speaking of more cheesecake, Grim Fairy Tales 83. Normally don't pick up these books, but we're getting a Bell team up.
Oh, cheesecake.
Yes, cheesecake in general. Yeah, so
I like that factory.
Is interior art. I've never been to the Cheesecake Factory. I just never got a care to go to it. People say it's really cool, but
that's some good art.
It's hit or miss, with the Grim Fairy Tale books. I've seen them in the past where the art is just really weird. But like I said, one reason I got the main book, because Belle is doing a cameo or team up with us, in this issue with Sela.
The Tales of Terror, when the Zenoscope Grim Tales of Terror, is incredible stories and great art.
But what's really cool about these series, a lot of these books, even though this is the variant cover, the UPCs is on the back where they belong. So, same with the Dynamite. UPC's on the back.
Dynamite.
Same with over here, Boom Studios. The UPC's on the freaking back. Because they understand that no one wants to look at a shitty UPC on the front of the book.
The only two that I know of that do that are the big two.
Yeah, that's it. So, all right. Feral was my other pickup I did not get a chance to read, though, but I love the very first issue. I'm looking forward to reading this. And, I mean, the art is just Disney with horror, So, which I've always said, I'd love to see a movie, like a zombie movie that takes place in Disney World. I want to see, like, a zombie Mickey and all that shit. Pine and Merrimack.
That came out?
Yes, did not get a chance to read it.
Oh, damn it! I didn't get that one. I didn't see it.
Sample the art in the inside. So, Eyes Wide Shut. So, anyway, that's the books I did not get a chance to read. Now we're going to get to the books that I did get a chance to read. Number 8. Ghostbusters Back in Town. Now, the art is very misleading on the cover because that is not what you get in the interior, which really irks me because they could be doing this in the interior as they should. But the good thing about this, even though the art is very, very subpar, the story actually captures the actual characters well. I mean, that is bad art. I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat it. That is bad art. That does not belong in a book, especially when I'm paying $4 for it. That's more like a webtoon art. But I do like it. They do capture the same the characters' personalities. Phoebe's in there. She's cracking jokes when she does, like she does in the movies. And she's talking to Gary. Gary's like your stepdad, played by Paul Rudd. And she's like, "Why do blobs enjoy skydiving?" And he's like, "I have no idea." And she's like, "Slime flies when you're having fun." The bad science puns. So they're keeping her personality in this. The brother is still kind of an idiot, still trying to flirt with the girl, Lucky, from the Afterlife. So if you've never seen Afterlife and you're kind of not gonna know what's going on as far as who these characters are, you're gonna be wondering what's happening to the Ghostbusters. So I recommend it if you have watched Afterlife, go pick this up. I think it's gonna go for 4 issues. And it's going to basically bridge the gap between the Ghostbusters Afterlife, which came out in 2019, I think it was, or 21, and then the one that currently just came out, Frozen Empire. But yeah, I mean, they do Dan Aykroyd pretty a great disservice. I mean, that is horrible for Dan Aykroyd.
That's Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah, I was like.
It looks like they did a really bad job of drawing Chris Jericho.
He looks like it's Asian Dan Aykroyd. Yeah. But yeah. All right. Number 7. He's got the scratchy beard. Oh, that's you. Geekeasy. Ninja Turtles, number 12. This has been a fun series. Like I said, this is a big nostalgia high for me. For those who watch the cartoons growing up, if you're growing up in the 80s, these are characters from that cartoon, and they're just continuing in that world. Just like back in the 90s, you had Kelly Puckett with Paula Dini and Ty Templeton carried on the Batman 80s series in the comic book form. Honestly, this is how you get people to pick up books. Unfortunately, though, it's for a company, IDW, which is probably going to go belly up soon, if not in the next 3 years. But you're getting the same humor you got from the cartoons. You're getting the art. You're getting fourth dimension or fifth dimension imps, kind of like what Marvel or DC has. Basically, he wants revenge on the Turtles for tricking him and thwarting him. Makes them agree to some outrageous deal. Basically, if they lose, their wife from existence, and then if they win, like he's given up his powers. Obviously, no, he being an imp, he's not going to keep his word. He already broke his word. But it said this captures the cartoons really well, and this is Eric Burnham, the original writer of the AEW Ghostbusters. Art by Sarah Meyer. Honestly, I've never heard of her before. I think this. She's been doing this title though, but I mean, like, I have to look up her past work before this. But I think it's really cool that when someone can actually capture the look of the actual cartoon characters and keep it going with the interior movement. This is a preview for the next issue because now they're going against the other versions of the Turtles. Some nods to some other cartoons series, plus the black and white manga, or not manga, sorry, black and white 80s book. So, yeah. So kind of looking forward to this. All right. Number 6 for this week is Blade. Mixed reactions on this. I mean, I did like it, but I mean, it's like I just feel like it needs another issue. I wanted to keep going. I believe this is the last issue, unless it's his final battle. I would really love for it to keep going an ongoing series, but it looks like it's ending at 10, and probably because it's being interrupted by the new event series. That's where they're going to put Blade in there for Marvel. But basically, it gets vengeance on Adena, and demon that's basically taking over the world. And basically, he wants to basically kill her, and basically they all fight together at the end. It kind of feels kind of rushed. That's my complaint with this. The dialogue's really cool. Like, they all take turns trying to kill her, but she can't kill her and stuff. She just keeps retailing. She says, she's doing the casual trope threat. I'm going to kill you guys, and I'm going to bring you back to life, and then kill you again for eternity because it amuses me. And the only thing that can kill her is on her back is a Lucifer's sword. She makes a retort about how Blade had, you basically corrupted your soul in order to defeat me. I've already won. I made you into something that you always hated, you didn't want to be. And the previous issue, he drank Dracula's blood. So now he's basically become more, instead of being 50-50, like a half vampire, half human, he's more 75%, vampire. He's learned how to do the bad things from Dracula. He's basically learned stuff that from Dracula he couldn't do before. So he's got some new abilities. I don't know how long this will last. And knowing Marvel, there's no continuity. After Brian Edward Hill kind of leaves the character, he'll revert to being the back what he was before. But while she's being distracted by everybody else, she's got the sword in her back. She's like, you can't kill me, because the one thing that you kill me is on my back. Being an idiot and being over, confident, or basically being cocky. She forgets that there's one of their allies is a ghost from hell, and sneaks behind her, grabs the swords, and kills her. And she says it's like, and again, I love how Blade says, like, that's right, the ghost with the vendetta against you has your freaking sword, basically. And she's like, Eric, you've done nothing. He's like, then why are you on fire and bitching, basically. And at the end, she's still talking, and then Blade's lover says, fuck this, basically just shoots her head off, kills her. And then at the end, Blade just says, like, after all this, he's like, because like basically this was going to lead into Blood. I believe it's called Bloodlust, I think it is.
Blood Hunt. Because Blade released this villain, now there's consequences, because now there's other creatures that she's created, vampires, demons. He's like, yeah, it's basically like the end of a movie, the way they write it. He walks over, he's like, and he's like, the girl's father, who's the ghost, ends up. Uh-oh. Can you still hear me? Yeah.
Okay, my camera just froze.
Oh.
On my end.
I can hear you and see you fine.
Okay, cool. Whatever, because I can't. Computer just kind of like froze up. But yeah, I don't know how long my computer's gonna last. You can still hear me?
Yep.
All right. This is really weird. My whole entire screen just kind of froze a little bit. Not even the mouse moves, so we'll see how long before I bounce out. Yeah. At the end, she's like, she's like, she's right, though, wasn't she? She did, what she did, it still happened. He's like, probably. She's like, what you gonna do about it? Eventually fight things, unring the bell. You can help if you want, but no pressure. Right now, I'm just gonna sit down and do nothing, because today we've all done enough, and that's kind of how it ends. So, yeah.
So this was the last issue of Blade.
Yeah. Unless I have to look again and see if they're. Oh, okay. now my screen unfroze. This is great. I was like freaking out a little bit. I was like, but yeah, this is the last issue as far as I know, at least for the story arc. I'm hoping it basically continues after the Blood event, or Blood, or what it's called, and it comes back.
Well, of course, it will be with a new number one. So another long run from Modern Comics, 10 issues.
You know what, though? If it's still the same writer, like I've been enjoying Brian Underhill, that's a plus for me. As long as it doesn't revert to being back to like someone like throwing in Danny Laura in there, or Gail Simone, I'd rather take a new number one with the same team and still get the books I'm enjoying. I understand the grief, it's just stupidity going back to number one and just doing more, keep repeating that. But apparently they get results by just selling more variants for the number ones than they do the series.
They think they do, but it all balances out.
Like I said,
maybe they could just start making good quality books instead and make sales.
Why? They've got Venkman here shilling for the shit they're doing now. They don't need to get better.
They're never going to get better until Disney goes under. So, but like I said, I'm going to show for the books I like, whether it's big two or the indie books. Like I said, I'm supporting the books.
I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying it sucks that it'll come back 2 months from now with the same fucking people with a new number one.
I can sit here and bitch about it and say it sucks, but it's going to happen regardless.
And I'm going to bitch about it regardless.
Go ahead.
What makes this work?
And I'm really glad that we all know how we're going to do things here.
I'm the get off my lawn. You're the golly gee willikers. This is great.
Wait. You're the get off my lawn. Then you have to get off this platform. We're deplatforming you.
Yeah. Hey,
Kevin.
See, I don't have a lawn, so I'm always just yelling at people to get the hell out of my parking lot. So,
I'm just saying because the get off my lawn guy was Gavin DeGraw. I think it was Gavin something.
Who?
Gavin McGinnis.
Oh, I don't know. Was that one of his shticks?
Yeah, he was get off my lawn.
Well, that's just everybody. You know what that's from?
Yeah.
No, tell me then.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
It's from multiple sources. What do you want? I don't know what the original one is.
No, I think the one that's the most recent one was, didn't Clint Eastwood do that in one of his movies where he
Yes,
plays
Gran Torino, Green Torino.
Get off my lawn. And that was like, I mean, that predated that, but
I mean, also Kevin Conroy
kind of gave it the voice that it
needed. The Batman Begin series, old man Wayne said, "Get off my lawn," and beat the crap out of the Joker's gangs, and then went back inside like a badass.
Tell you what, that was a great movie, though. That was a really good movie.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to deny. I don't. The only movie I watched from Clint Eastwood, it was kind of I didn't like as much, was Pink Cadillac, and then The Mule. So
The Mule was good.
Yes, like I said, compared to the other ones he's done, I said. All right, top 5. Conan the Barbarian. This has been a fun series, and it just proves my theory. Once a lot of writers get out of Marvel and DC, they basically have to take up they can't longer coast on with Disney backing them and supporting and paying them. They actually have to prove their worth. Titan being a smaller publisher, I think it's only like 2 years old now. If it's gone in the second year, but basically this is I believe Jim Zub. Right? Yeah, not Zeb Wells. I always get those names because of the Zeb part. But Jim Zub has been writing this. The art in here has just been fantastic. Conan the Barbarian is back in the land or the times of Kull, the Conqueror. This also has to do with the very first pitch or very first story arc, and I love how it's just kind of like a ongoing kind of like a subplot. There's other problems that arise. And, I mean, beautiful art. Conan is back on a ship again. They tell you about basically I love this designs here. Conan catches the eye of one of the female archers on this ship of guys. These big, brawly guys. We know where that's going to go. Conan's going to get some action, So, and Bazankas, yes. I'm not gonna show it. So you're gonna rewind if you want to see that because I don't want to get taken down.
Tell that young lady to put those away.
Yeah, I mean, they come across some raiders or pirates that kind of look like Atlantean men. They're kind of like bluish green. I can't remember the focus in. Yeah, well, focus sucks. Honestly, like I said, I've just been enjoying this. It just honestly makes me want to go play the game again, the Conan games back in the day. And not only this, I love this whole entire book. And this is what you're marketing. If you have an issue, your story, you're talking about Conan the Barbarian, you talk about the other magazine that's coming out, you talk about the advertising games, everything that's Conan right now. Why? Because that's smart marketing. Don't show issues like, hey, this was also coming over Titans. They don't show you what other books they're publishing because they know they want you to basically to pick up the book. And plus these, I love these inner titles here. That's cool. This is part 2 of Furious Sword. I love that font. It has. It's very old school. So if you were a fan of the old kind of like Marvel stuff, like a Marvel Conan, I'd say it's a little bit more mature, but I mean it's still got the same fun, entertaining storytelling. And I normally wouldn't be picking up Conan books, but this is a strange world we're living in now. I was reading Tarzan for the very first time last year, loving that version of the story. Reading Conan the Barbarian. I got Red Sonja. I mean, like, it's just like now we got Dick Tracy this year. If you bring in some Green Hornet and maybe bring in some other characters, like it's gonna be like just crazy good. But
well, we need a good Green Hornet again.
And if you're gonna say Geekies, you guys say JR and the puppies. Can't just say puppies. Puppies, JR. Yeah. All right, but speaking of other cool books coming out, like I said, Wolverine, number 3, Madripoor Nights. I love these. These are like little poster covers. This is like the normal cover. This isn't even the variants. Man, and of course, what does Marvel do? Here's a crappy other book you should pick up. Steve Orlando. No.
That's just about any Marvel book, though.
That's the thing. It's like Zach is he'll be shortly. If we're at the 30-minute mark, you can say his name a couple times, he'll probably pop up faster.
Clan meeting.
Clandestine, not clan. But Black Widow goes undercover. Infiltrate this basically a bunch of pirates are gonna auction off Tiger. And get a little bit of interrogation, just basically spar fighting. It's all in her mind because the telepathic is trying to basically break her, but can't. You get to see Captain America and Wolverine. The reason they look a little thinner because they're still healing from Bloodscream's touch. In the last issue, he basically touches you. He's an older villain that Claremont introduced back in the Uncanny X-Men. Touches you, basically can absorb your life force. So basically, like, it stole a little bit of Steve's strength. So his body's slowly healing from that and getting back to full size strength.
I thought that was a pat. They were introduced in one of the first Patch issues.
I don't know if it's Patch, but I remember them appearing in the Wolverine books too as well. But so it's cool, and getting to see Wolverine and this Cap just kind of like talking to each other. What is the other one here? Some of the dialogue boxes too, I love. And here they're showing Wolverine. Wolverine's doing the yellow font boxes. That's all narration is all Wolverine. And then when we get to Captain America, starts kind of talking to him. You start seeing the blue down there. So it's actually good art. I said if you're a fan of Claremont and you just love these characters, Wolverine, Black Widow, and Captain America, the hands involved in this too. Basically, what you'd want from a good book, and this Claremont can still write. So it just kind of sucks that you're not going to be. This is a limited series, but and I love it. Wolverine always brings it's like it's like Cap doesn't like the part that's coming up next, where he basically Wolverine just kills the hand members and kills people and stuff. So he basically says, "Hey, get these people." Wolverine tells Cap, "Help get the innocents out of the way. We'll deal with me and Natasha will deal with this." And I love how he's like basically Cap is like inside. He's like, "I know what he's doing, but I'm going to do it anyway because the civilians come first, innocents." And Wolverine notices like Natasha's like really got bloodlust crazy. He's like, and and it said it kind of scares him a little bit because because he's not used to being because he's so weak in his state because he doesn't have his full strength deck, so he's not really going to berserker mode. But you notice that Natasha's really enjoying killing the hand members and just playing the role more than usual.
And she looked really good in that dress.
Yes. The hand's goal is basically as it was in the very, very Uncanny X-Men 268. They basically, the hand and their leader, the Joan, or how it's called, wants to basically continue what they did in that story, and they want to basically make her a weapon. They basically want to make her into the Elektra, Basically, they want her to be like their one of their left hand or right hands, I guess, of the hand. I don't know whatever, but they're warrior. Even though, so fun stuff. All right, top 3, man. And it was hard to choose a cover for this one because there was like 6 different covers, but I just went with this cover. Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. This is just a fun series. If you're a fan of the movie, you will not be disappointed. I've heard people saying this is better than the Dracula one by James Tynion. This is Ram V and Dan Waters working together with Matthew Roberts and Dave Stewart's.
I'm not going to go that far, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
but I'm probably a bigger fan of the Dracula movie, so it might be.
Yeah, that could be. But I mean, I won't really give the story away. I want you guys to read it for yourselves. But it's just like I'll just say there's a girl. She's being haunted, and she's pursuing someone who thinks going around doing these murders. But it may or may not be that person. You don't know. You're kind of led to believe it is. But when they show the creature, I'll just show this part. When they show the actual creature, that is just I just love that art. So, and I was trying to is this modern times?
I don't think so, because I don't think it didn't see anybody on their cell phones.
That's true, but she has a block though.
I don't know. And the part that when she was in the water,
yeah,
I thought when I saw that face, I thought that was the guy.
Yeah,
but I guess it was her. And I'm thinking, if you can't draw well enough to where we can tell the difference between a man and a woman, that kind of took me. Yeah, on the second to last page.
Yeah,
it's when the creature finds her, I thought that she had found the guy, and then the creature just killed him. But I guess that was her.
So I think that's I'm not sure if that's her or if that's supposed to be the guy she's been hunting.
That's what I thought. I couldn't. I hope it is, because that's one ugly woman.
Yeah, because he has a scar in his, this.
So is that okay? So the creature, I guess, had just killed the killer. Was it that then?
I think so, because
this is modern comics where they got to avert the male gaze and stuff.
No, there's this guy's face too in there too, but she saw another guy's face in the very beginning. When she said she was drowning, she saw it shows that she sees a face. I think that might be the guy that's going around doing it. Yeah, it's supposed to be, because you look here, the file. That's supposed to be his face, the guy she's hunting, and that's the face she thinks she's seeing.
Yeah,
but it's actually not. It's actually because remember, she's also losing it. She's not really she's deprived of oxygen.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, but that gun. So I think that's a Glock, or it might be this work a pistol. Remember, they did have pistols back then too.
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems modern, but not like, I'd say 80s or 70s maybe, because there's no there's no cell phones. I know the cars. I mean, but she's also in a third world country too. So they don't really have the technology. She's in Peru, I think that's where she went to. Something like that. But
so this is after the movie, after the original movies.
Yeah, I think this is after the original movies, a couple of years later. And like it's not, and it doesn't. But the only thing it's tied to the movie is that it's a creature.
Yeah.
From the Black Lagoon.
Those were supposed to be taking place in the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this might be the 60s. But number 2 for this week is Dick Tracy. Yeah, I got the expensive Dick. I got the $10 one.
You're just not going to let that go, are you?
Clip that.
Oh, but shit, Jeff. He's been making dick jokes all week.
Join the club, man. At least I'm not the only one.
Hey, only one what? Dick writing?
Making dick jokes. I just do that as a matter of principle,
Wow. For a book that has the name Alex Segura attached to it, holy crap, was it good? And it's probably because he wasn't doing the main writing. Because the Scarlet Sisters sucked. This was just like I got chills like I was watching the movie again. One Madonna. I really like that one. And I don't know if anybody really hates it here, but I mean, just the whole thing. He's a private eye. He's back in the 30s.
Well, he's an actual cop, not a private eye.
Well, I mean, it's detective, yes.
Well, it's definitely set obviously, it's resetting back to the beginning because he's just meeting Tess.
Yes. See, I didn't know that. I don't really.
Yeah,
know.
I'm not a Dick Tracy expert by any stretch, but I knew that much from what little I have read.
But you get the characters like Mumbles, Flat Top in here. I mean, people getting gunned down in a diner.
Yeah, that's right. Did you see last week on Graphic Man's Wednesday night show with the great legend? It was Dick Tracy was the subject.
Well, I'm sure he has a bunch. I said
so there's a couple of experts right there. So I told Micah that had come out, and if he checks it out, I'm curious to see what he thought of it because, he's read them all. I just enjoyed this, for what it was.
I love that the silly here's they go, here's the rain, next page, next panel, talking, and they look behind them, it's Flat Top, and then I just love all the art in here was actually pretty cool. I liked it. It really fit everything. And then when you see Versus Hero, you're like, all right, here's this part here, here's this scene here, okay, where's and they're talking, stuff, and then immediately next page, Dick Tracy shows up.
Yeah, that's a hero shot right there.
I love that. That is just cool. I mean, it would have been more dramatic if they would have had him instead of being on the here on this side. When you first open the page, you see him the next page. But yeah, and here's the Mrs. Truthford or Mr. Truth Teller.
That's True Heart.
True Heart.
Yeah, she's a regular throughout the decades.
I love he's talking to the chief, and I was like, "Who's this guy? Guy who lives with? No, it's the chief." And this is in his apartment. He's
that was kind of weird. But again, like I said, I'm sure if Micah reads this, he could tell me the significance of that because I'm sure there's something that we just don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. It's like who goes to their captain's house for breakfast and briefs him on a case while the guy's in his wife beater?
So here's the thing too: is I think they didn't mention the two cops that were in the diner or looking stuff. They talked about how there's a lot of corruption here throughout the city. The mayor, all this stuff.
Well, I'm sure there is.
So maybe he could because he goes in because he doesn't want any prying ears.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain. I said he looks like he just woke up from a bender. As I said, I mean,
maybe he is. Maybe he's a Foggy Nelson.
I don't know, but I said very enjoyable book though.
Yeah,
I really liked it.
Oh, and then I Flat Top shows up and just starts shooting them, and it just felt like a straight out of movie. This is what we want. We want if you're gonna adapt an IP, Dick Tracy, they can do so much with this book. It's but they I don't think they kind of will. I mean, this is a Mad Cave book. This isn't a big publisher. This is Mad Cave Studios, 10th anniversary. Yeah, dude, I hope we get to see a lot more of these books popping up. I mean, I want this to keep being ongoing. Let's go to 100. Let's go more.
Yeah.
Like, if you can keep putting out good ideas like this too, and
Yeah, I don't know how it came to pass that Mad Cave was able to get the license for Dick Tracy and Flash Gordon, but
I don't know, man. But Jeremy Adams on Flash Gordon is be great.
yeah, I said this could be a great couple of months coming up here.
And I think this is Jeremy Adams' first book outside of DC. Because normally he does everything on through DC, Yeah. All right. Best book of the week for me, personally. Some of you might. Yeah, I know you're kind of like, oh, it's just more talking. There was
no. It's my number one with a bullet.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying no. That's that was faux outrage, faux surprise.
Okay. How is this like? Well,
no, I'm gonna have. I'd like a word with Jim from Weird Science.
I didn't even watch the interview. I was gonna say
I didn't either, but I saw the headline. He goes, "Love the series, not this issue."
Different artists. It's not Chichetto, but it doesn't matter because the art was still good.
It wasn't bad.
No. Mary Jane's. I mean, obviously they draw Mary Jane a little different. She's a little older. No, she's more business type with the suit. Pantsuit. She's like a very Linda McMahon.
Well, the new artist, like I said, Marco Chichetto draws her as an 11. But I just this guy. I can't say this guy doesn't.
No, but
can't draw a beautiful woman because he drew Gwen a lot more attractive than Mary Jane.
MJ's hairstyle, CEO. Like to see it's just got like the different shades and what is that all about?
I wasn't a big fan of the way he drew Mary Jane, but Gwen looked good. We'll give him that.
Yes. Hello there, Zach.
Hello there, Pinkman.
Jay was wondering where you are.
Sorry, we actually had a full house at Bible study tonight. So
wow,
that's good.
You had the Olsen twins and Uncle Jesse and. Wow.
Yeah, and Dan Coulier and Bob Saget.
Goes to Bob Saget.
Wait, I was going to say, you get Bob Saget there. That's a little.
Was this the Dan Coulier that was dating Jaggy Little Pill Lady, or was this before they broke up?
Can we not bring up Alanis Morissette every time we mention his name? Seriously,
did he date Alanis Morissette?
That's what that song was about.
I might have been the only person.
Supposedly, the song's about him and you ought to know. And honestly, she's a crazy lady. So
she doesn't know the meaning of the word ironic either.
I can name everything that I don't care about more than Alanis Morissette.
Well,
everything that I do care about.
What I'm talking about is just them just eating food.
Oh, hey, this book,
the Mariko Tamaki book. No,
it's a good book.
I said this is my best book, number one book of the week.
I just want to know why Gwen looks good and Mary Jane doesn't.
They both look good.
Because Mary Jane has had kids and Gwen hasn't.
No, but it said Marco Chichetto makes her look gorgeous.
I thought she looked good in this.
She looks older. She looks
but she does look
like right there. That looks kind of weird.
I think it's just the artist. I thought the Gwen Stacy. I thought there were some pages with Gwen Stacy where it looked like Greg Land drew her.
Certain angles in here too, and like when they're in the bathroom talking to each other and stuff. It's kind of weird.
I don't know. It just.
But I mean, so basically, the whole point of this issue is that Harry knows that Peter's Spider-Man, and then he also told his wife Gwen. So she knows, and he says, "You haven't told Mary Jane." He's like, "Well, I want to protect her." He's like, "Is anybody?" So no one knows. He's like, "My youngest daughter found out." And he says, "You need to tell them. It's like they have a right to know." Basically, like something like that. But the most craziest thing, because I've been waiting for this whole time, is like, we're going to get the line. We get the saying. We're great responsibility. Great power comes great responsibility. We get it from Harry.
But he didn't get it right though. Yeah. It's with great power there must come great responsibility.
I don't remember.
No. I said that's like getting the play it again Sam line wrong, and
that is the wrong line, isn't it? Play it again, Sam. I've heard that
right.
Wrong.
That's not said. I'm saying it's you get what they're doing, but they didn't do the original line.
you know what? Even if it's not the original
Close
line,
enough.
it's
close enough.
It's close enough. I'm not gonna.
They don't. He doesn't.
Bitching, I was just pointing it out. Both of you are disappointing me. I have no sons.
So you're basically you're basically the
Oh,
Gwen
good.
Stacy of the.
I am the disappointed dad.
Well, good,
right
Dad. I
Yeah,
can't.
we are both the prodigal
From
sons
you.
tonight.
I learned from watching you.
Oh, good, Dad. Zach and I can't afford the giant casket heat when you croak off.
Wait, what?
What are you talking about? I'm svelte.
You're swole.
So, yeah, you, my son, could stand to do a push-up or two.
I did a bunch of push-ups today.
You're back in the will, son.
I've been doing push
This other
ways
one-
lately.
Wait. He's not gonna tell you what he did with push-up pops.
No, they were legit push-ups. It's at the gym.
I'm sad. They don't sell the Flintstone push-up pops anymore.
Does it help that I did push-aways?
But I'm gonna say, we're getting back to this book. This whole book is basically reaffirms that these two are end game for each other. Their love for each other, one another. Something you're not ever gonna see in the current Marvel books ever again. These two being an item. She's like, what's she here? She's like,
No.
not here.
the one.
It's the next page. I think it
Last
is.
page.
Yeah, last year. He's like, and says like, it's like, the world needing heroes. He's like, what do I need heroes for? I've got you.
I got you, babe.
But she's saying, I've been drawn weird the entire issue. So let me look good in this last panel. Cool.
You know what's great about that last panel?
So is there Tookus?
No, I'm
Well, the one thing about it took is Sue is pissed off.
Now I will say, all kidding aside about this book, I am going to be very disappointed if Harry turns out to be evil. Because I really like this. I love that J. Jonah Jameson is cool and that he and Ben are legitimate friends. I kind of want that for Peter and Harry too, because you can bring in bad guys from all over the place.
So
It would be nice to just mix in one book where somebody doesn't turn on somebody, that. Just saying, I hope it doesn't happen.
That's just
All right,
ridiculous
all right.
open
So-
comics nowadays, though.
Here's what's gonna happen. Kingpin's gonna push Gwen Stacy off a bridge. Spider-Man's gonna try to save her. He's gonna fail like he did the first time, and then that's what's gonna make Harry evil.
or I mean, maybe we'll find out something different. But anyway, I did, because I do support the books I like. I got this variant.
Oh, nice.
I
Nice
thought
variant.
about that one.
Although I still think Harry looks too much like Guy Gardner.
And then I got the other variant.
Golly. Oh, my shop actually had that one.
So,
I was surprised. That is a good variant.
but I mean, I wanted to get the Campbell variants, but I'm not gonna pay $300.
I ain't made of money. I ain't
I
like
know.
that.
I wish I was made of money, but I'm not. All right. As for those who were from the very beginning, I talked about how I got some facsimiles that came out this week.
The Facts of Life? Oh.
And I'm getting X-Men
Mrs.
130.
Garrett was hot. I'm kidding. Facts of life. Okay.
Couple beers in, brother.
Yep. Yep.
Mrs. Garrett or Alice?
Alice.
How would you like to see it climb off between those two?
Oh no! I think if you go back in time, I bet you Mrs. Garrett was hotter than Alice.
You want to know who was hot, legitimately hot back in the day? Betty White.
Oh yeah,
That woman.
That's the black, like those old black and white pinup photos or whatever that you did.
Yeah. Now she's cold.
Yep.
It's true though.
All right. There's the other facsimile came out this week too.
Nice.
I saw
So if you're
I missed that.
Very
if
cool.
you're not buying new books, as far as new modern books, you want to get, go pick up the facsimiles at least, because chances are you may not have them.
I got to get that tomorrow when I drop off some stuff.
$3.99.
Jackson's, talking about reminiscing about his crush on Aunt B.
Arthur was a babe so much that Deadpool wanted to bang her.
That's the wrong B.
That's the wrong B.
Who's Aunt B?
that
B
was
was from the Andy Griffith show. B. Arthur.
And apparently, she was a bitch.
She was. Oh, she hated Andy Griffith. Yeah.
Well, of course, because she probably didn't get paid as much because she wasn't the main star. Just like Kirsten
I don't
Dunst.
think the payment had anything to do with it.
No.
I think she just didn't like him.
she was just a hater.
She probably got rejected by him.
Maybe she was a Republican.
Is Andy not?
Andy was
I don't know.
definitely a liberal.
There is something, and my last book to show off this tonight. I got.
Interesting.
Nice.
Ooh. Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Very cool.
No.
I approve.
Yeah, you're right. Jambo would be happy. I know where he is right now too.
That's kind of creepy.
And now he's on the Gratu stream.
Oh, okay. I was like, I know where he is. It's like,
And Zach, the last thing Andy Griffith did was he got together with Ron Howard to do an Andy Griffith theme, which was actually endorsing Obama.
Actually, the last thing Andy Griffith did was.
Did you? There was a thing on Family Guy where they showed the beginning of Mayberry RFD or whatever it was, and where the kid throws the rock. Did you ever see that?
I remember seeing some of Mayberry RFD.
But in the beginning it shows him throwing a rock, but on Family Guy, turns out he was throwing a rock at a black family having a picnic.
Yes, and then I did get a statue I picked up.
Mayberry didn't have any black people.
Through PX Previews, the new statue.
Oh, nice.
That is actually really sweet. I think Batman statues are just kind of meh, but that one's pretty cool.
What'd that put you back?
98.
Is that the Arkham game one?
Not sure. Doesn't really say. It just. You can look at the face.
I don't like
no, it can't be. It's got the yellow. It's got the yellow logo. Never mind.
I don't like that.
I like it actually.
I'm more of a non-yellow circle.
I like the yellow one because what was it with the yellow one? Wasn't his
so-
thinking like it gave the bad guys like a target to
Target
shoot
to
at or
shoot at.
something?
Yes,
That's
that's
pretty
from Frank
standard.
Miller.
So,
I like
like I
it.
said, and it's really light. It's not heavy. It's a So, like I said, I thought it was pretty cool. But I'm like, where do you go now? it's
You have to be like E and put some shelves up or something.
not Mr. Roper. I'm not putting up shelves every night. No, Jack. Sometimes I just want to put up shelves. Three's Company.
I remember the show. I just don't remember that.
You don't remember that episode where Jack's talking to Mr. Roper? He's like, Jack, sometimes Mrs. Roper wants me to put up shelves. And sometimes I just don't feel like putting up shelves. he's like, and I just love it because like the whole farce of that show is Jack's straight, so he knows exactly what's going on. He says like it's just like, but he's like, Jack, you wouldn't understand. All right. Which one of you yahoos wants to go next?
Okay, I guess I can do it.
All right.
Geekeasy, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
And by the way, Abigail,
Sacrifice.
great movie.
Sacrifice.
Abigail was a great movie, by the way. Just wanted to,
Well, that's splendid to hear.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, that is where he was going last week. So he's just tying up loose ends.
Yes. I heard that
Nobody cares, but that's what he was doing.
Right. Yeah. Didn't say.
I hope the girl got what she needed because she looked malnourished.
Yes. I don't worry. I've never worried about being malnourished. I can tell you that much right now. But I got 5 books this week. It turns out that what I get for showing up late on Wednesdays, I missed a couple of books that I should have gotten, but I called right after I found out about the Black Lagoon one, and they didn't have it.
Oh,
So I didn't see that when I went in Wednesday, but so
my one shop had the white cover variant. I was like, "Fuck that!" I went to their shop and I got the ones.
probably the one that Zach wanted to get was the white one.
I was like, at least DC will give you like the white cover, and then they'll actually have the normal cover inside. They've been doing that. I was like, I just want the blank for this guy. I'm not going to Comic Cons. I'm not that kind of guy. I just want to read the book.
Oh, I'm going. I'm going to one in 2 days.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
And Heroes Con's going down.
Yeah, I saw that. You saw the Tim Lim was marketing it or updating about it.
Everybody was on there. The whole list.
Everybody, dude. Tom DeFalco, Jim Shooter.
The Acclaimed.
Warren
Everybody
Johnson.
loves the Acclaimed.
there's everybody. Do they all want to be a cat?
A cat's the only cat that knows where it's at.
Yeah, it's a Disney reference.
How
It
about
is.
that?
The
Everybody wants to be a
Aristocats.
cat. Yes.
Yep.
A Democrat.
No.
No, that's
Did you hear Gary got his press pass revoked for San Diego?
who did?
Nerdrotic.
I heard that. Well, I mean, there's a whole thing going on Cedar now and John Malin.
Listen, you better have the right politics, and by right I mean left.
Well,
Or you're gonna. Or
I
you're
don't
gonna
know
get
about
kicked out.
Gary, but I know that with Malin and all of them, apparently they were trying to sublet their table. You're not supposed to. You sign up for yourself. You're not allowed to have other people come on there. It's like it's
Why not?
It's a lot of drama.
I promise you, if Mark Brooks did that, nobody'd have a problem.
I've just started muting words like C2E2 and stuff like that.
But yeah,
Right, yeah.
Joe will be there.
But right now they're having a meetup right now in Chicago. They're at I think they're at Wrigley Stadium. That's where they're now, or they were. But
I'd
It's
like
just
to go to some-
ridiculous. How hard this industry works to shrink itself.
I've heard about like the Whisper network. There's not even a Whisper network anymore.
No, I
it's
mean-
just
I
not
mean-
a
Bullhorn.
network. Yeah.
honestly, if you're gonna have one side be guilty by association, the other should work in favor for the other one too.
Here's the thing, though.
That's the way it should. But it
Here's
doesn't.
the people that caused Ed Piscor to kill himself. They're no repercussions. A couple of kids from the audience that they have cultivated sent pictures of someone burning a picture of Tom Taylor, and the entire industry rallies around him like he's Heather fucking Ontos. Are you all right, Tom? And when he's the one that posted the shit. So I said, this industry is just it's a joke. Anyway,
And Tom Taylor brings it on himself, man.
Oh,
All
Tom
that
Taylor's a
shit
smart
that-
fuck.
fucking-
Anyway, I didn't mean to derail your time, but please proceed.
Okay, and I went in Tuesday.
And time's up.
That's right. I used all your time. Sorry.
To the next senator.
All right, so I'll do these next week. Okay, number 5. I went in Tuesday. I didn't have any DC book that I wanted to get, so I got this just because I liked the cover.
The cover is nice.
That's the only thing good about it.
Yeah, actually,
Did you read it? Did you
I
get it?
did.
I didn't get it though. I
was
read it though.
actually kind of. There was a couple of funny moments. She's sitting there trying to learn how to roller skate.
That was offensive and stupid, dude. There's no way someone who can fly doesn't I can't just balance their balance around a rollerblade.
Yeah,
roller
but you know,
skates.
I did think the one line why she kept falling over. She's like, "I'm top heavy." I thought that was actually a little bit funny.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I actually laughed at that. That was.
I'll give credit where it's due. That's pretty funny.
But I mean,
That
she
I was
has
laughing.
power. She can float, levitate. There's
Yeah,
no way
I know,
she.
but it
it's-
is kind of stupid. But I liked the line, and she looked good while doing it.
Let people laugh at jokes, Vinkman. They're
No.
called comics, not cynics.
I'm not saying this is a great series that I'm going to keep getting it. I just actually like that part of that one.
Real quick, Jessica. Maranya, you're probably right, but you know what else cuts into the profits of conventions? Banning people that people actually want to go to conventions to see.
Yeah.
Anyway, proceed.
Yeah, and that there's certain people they won't let go, and then like someone like you and me want to go see the guy, and he can't go, and we're like, "Fuck this guy," So why go?
I mean, the good thing is that you don't have to go to these places. You can still meet up, and that's what they did. So you can still meet up and still do this stuff. Go to a hotel or a motel and rent out the room in Link Curry.
Yeah,
If I go to a show, I'm there to buy comics. I don't give two shits about anybody that's there as a guest.
Yep.
But that's just me.
Yes.
I feel like going to a convention is like going to a gas station for food. You're going to overpay.
Have you ever been to a comic convention?
I've been to an anime con, but I haven't really been to like.
I've actually been to one. We used to have those at Drawbridge when I worked there. Comic conventions, if you're there, it depends. Like I said, if you're there to meet people, it's good for that. But if you're there to buy comics, you can ignore the rest of that shit. I find that the smaller conventions with less guests tend to have more comics.
Okay.
I mean, I love conventions. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, the older I get, the less I really feel like dealing with crowds. But it's
Same here.
they are a lot of fun, and I said you can find some awesome shit at conventions. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
like
did it
when they're
again.
coming up this weekend at Arctic Comic Con. There's gonna be they've got some big
And to
names.
Zach now. No,
But you get there's the guy who's Ramos, I think his last name is, who's Carnage guy, and a couple other people you can
Clown
get
Feet.
art. Huh?
Clown Feet. Humberto Ramos.
Yes, and he's
I
gonna be
like
there.
him. He's a good Spider-Man artist.
He's
Yeah.
terrible.
I like him.
Oh, I'm disowning you. You're back.
Sometimes right.
You're the whole will.
Back in the will, dude. You just got back in the will.
I like a challenge. I like a challenge.
All right, number 4.
I like a challenger, not a challenge.
Blade, number 10.
Blade. Blade.
You went over that one already. So
No, we went over Blade. We
Oh,
didn't
okay.
talk about Blade.
This is the alternative version.
The alternative
Whoa.
lifestyle version.
Yes.
The George
Oh,
Perez
Marvel.
variant.
Number 3. The Cult of that Wilkin Boy Initiation by Archie Horror.
Oh.
And it's Cullen Bunn. It's not actually, it's pretty good. I bought it before I realized it was a Cullen Bunn, and it was actually good.
No, Colin Bunn does well with this stuff.
Yeah, he's really good with doing horror. And I think that I did see the original series of this. That's why I picked this one up, and it's good.
You know what I think of when I think of that book? I hear the name Wilkins Coffee.
Don't know it.
That was the original coffee cup company that Jim Henson was working for with the Muppets before he created the whole Muppets thing. So the guy was like, if you're not drinking Wilkins, like he basically like shoot the other guy or kill him.
Hey, you know what? You know what Jim Henson's last words were? I don't need to go to the hospital. I think I just got a cold.
Was that true?
No. He had pneumonia. He wasn't feeling well. He refused to go to the hospital, and it turned out he had pneumonia, and that's what killed him. But he's being a typical guy and refusing to go to the
Guy
hospital.
made a career out of fisting puppets. You know, I'm just gonna say that. I gotta say that no one can say a bad word about it. He did something that no one else ever did and made money off of that. And,
Fisting puppets. Yes, I think I saw a movie about that, but it's not the same one that he was in. But so
was it Under the Bridge Part 2?
Yeah, maybe.
He
Number
lives.
2. Something is killing the children.
It's Venkman's jokes.
Followed by mine, actually. But this is still a pretty good series.
I can make more jokes.
Jeff, were you on this series from issue 1?
Yes.
So do you have a first print of the first issue?
Yes, I think I do.
So what's that up to now, value wise?
Do not know. I couldn't tell you for the life of me.
Guess I'll have to look it up.
I would say double digits. I don't think it's
Really?
Oh, triple.
Huh. You think triple?
Well, I've got to tell you what we hit a sore mark on Maranya.
Which one?
We besmirched somebody.
I guess he went to her school.
At the same time you did, or before or after?
It doesn't matter. Hey, I loved the man. I loved the Muppets when I grew up.
I mean, Breen actually was in spitting distance of George Clooney.
Yeah.
Also had the
And why didn't you spit on him? Said this is for Batman and Robin, you old fuck.
For anybody that cares, number 1, 2 1/4.
Really? What grade?
Yeah, a 9.4.
Yeah.
But I mean, you figure if you took care of it, and if you got off the shelf in that kind of condition, you was probably close.
Bagged and
Number
boarded.
2, 65. Number 3, 40. Number 4, 50.
Damn.
Number 5, 90.
Damn.
Number 6, 50. Number
Now
7, 100. Number
Wow,
8,
70,
25. Then Number 9 is 15, and then 10 and up are cover price.
What are did the We Lives ever drop in price? Remember when those came out? It's the series. It was a big indie book. It was called We Live or something like that.
I don't know. But
I don't know what covers I have those because with those I just grabbed whatever cover I liked. So I don't know if there was
that was like
variant covers
years ago.
But number 1.
Number 1.
Robert Tracy.
Richard,
sorry. I can't even. I fucked up my own joke. Thank you. I'm done.
Bob Tracy. It doesn't sound quite the same.
Geraldo Tracy.
The best stick in comics.
And
Nightwing.
does anyone have a little get weirded out by the fact that they have a guy named Dick who's in a magazine published by Man Cave?
It's Mad Cave.
Mad Cave. Yeah.
Yeah, Mad Cave. Yeah, but Mad
What are
Cave,
you thinking about, sir?
Going into
Go put on your brown shirt.
starting a gay bar and calling it spelunking. But
Wait, is it in the Alps?
No. But it's just
anyway. On with the dick.
Start a lesbian bar up here and call it Klondikes. But anyway,
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
you really don't want to know at that place.
Or what would you do at a Klondike bar? Well, if you're us, not much. Just drink.
Just get frustrated.
Yes. Son, are you all right?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I actually went to a gay bar with a girl I know and she wound up getting kicked out of the place.
And you stayed and had a gay old time, right?
Yes, I did. Zach and I were having a great time.
Whoa! I wasn't there.
Her name was Zach?
Yeah.
What?
Zakila. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Tell
us a few more of your stories while I hit the head and get another Coke. I don't want to miss Zach's top 5. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some of the We Lives, but that was the big book with Ryan Kincaid was working on back in the day. Yeah.
Tell you what, I actually when I used to work at a liquor store. I'm thinking about this because I'm going to be meeting Dante this weekend. I was in there and this guy comes in and he was obviously on something, so I refused him service. Because I'm not serving you, I'm not selling to you, and he wound up just going completely nuts. He'd already been talking to himself and starts screaming, "I'm going to kill you! I'm going to kill you!"
Jeez.
So I call the cops, and I'm just 911. I'm normally not one to call 911, but I'm like, yeah, dude, this guy's gone ape shit on me, threatening to kill me, and he was doing it loud enough that the dispatcher heard him, and he's like knocking stuff over. And before the cops came out, he was in there. He was coming at me, so I had to grab him, and I pushed him out the door. But the problem was there was some stairs, 3 steps going down with a metal railing alongside, and he fell off that, hit his head on the railing, landed on the ground, and he jumped right back up like it didn't even bug him. And I'm sitting there thinking,
Terminator.
Oh. Cocaine is a heck of a drug.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there going, "Holy!"
Well, that's PCP. You can fire a whole clip of bullets into them. They still keep coming at you.
Yeah.
This is what the cops said in the movie, by the way. But I was just like, and the cops actually showed up and let him go. I was just like,
they're like, whatever he's on, he's gonna die later.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, he knows.
Let him enjoy his last few hours.
I can't leave here. I can't leave.
I mean, if you're high on drugs and you fell down and hit your head on that, most likely you're gonna die of internal bleeding or concussion. And it just they're like, we don't want to deal with that shit. The paperwork. Let's go.
And then another time in the same place, this kid comes in and he buys some. He sort of looked like Zach, a little shorter. Just this young-looking kid comes in, buys a couple of 40s, and walks back. I knew the guy, so I was like, he was cool. And I go back outside, and he's with these like 5 Samoan dudes, and they're all drinking in the parking lot. And I was like, guys, you can't drink in the parking lot. Yeah, I gotta have you go, man. And I was just trying to be kind of cool. And one of the Samoans starts, he was gonna come at me, and it's to quote the old Ron White line. I don't know how many it was gonna take for them to kick my ass, but I know how many they were gonna use. And so I tried to step, and the guy spit in my face. And if it had just been him one-on-one, I would have reacted. But the kid knew me, so he come on, he's cool, and then leave. And the guy goes out to the street, and he's waiting. They're in the car, and they're waiting to turn, and this guy goes like this at me. And I'm like, hey, if you're gonna do it, shoot, motherfucker, shoot.
You should eat Johnny Lawrence them.
And he was already like 100 feet away at a light in the car. And a friend of mine who was in the parking lot said, call the cops. So I called the cops. Turns out they were looking for the guy because he had almost shot some guy in a park across town. So I'm sitting there telling a guy who was armed with a gun, who had already threatened somebody earlier, to shoot me.
Mhm.
So I called my boss and said, hey, if I'm dead in the morning, here's what happened. Yeah. I think I got a 25 cents an hour raise out of the guy.
25 cents
An hour.
Yay!
Yeah, ooh.
Hey,
I almost get killed by a guy, and I get a raise. Woohoo!
Here's a good job, pat in the back.
And they're like, next time get shot, so we don't have to pay you.
yeah. You get next time we get if you get shot, we get a kid that's half your age, and we'll pay him $9 an hour.
Oh, this is like in the early '90s, so I
okay, we'll pay him $2 an hour.
What the?
Did Zach just swear?
Close to it. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna make sure nothing fell on my house. Hold on 1 second.
It's probably that cat that's in there. I sent Evil Black Cat to his house.
Cool.
But
Who's ZAVH? I'm wondering who that is.
Zach.
Yes, I know, but that's
it's
done by the. Oh, by the way, my Comic-Con pass for this weekend.
Nice.
Got 2 of them, me and another guy.
Alrighty.
I'm ultimately responsible for it because these guys must trust me and must be incredibly stupid for me to trust somebody.
Believe me, it's on record, and I still question it, but it's okay. Mr. Breen, if you are able to get enough oxygen in your lungs, you want to go next?
Well, I guess since Zach's diffing us.
I'm here.
Oh, there he is.
There you go. Go back to Zach.
I had to check the front and the back door. I don't know what that was. It's like a big old boom.
Did you check the back door?
I checked both the back and the front.
So it probably was a bird. I'm thinking.
Could have been a bird. Could have been a raccoon. I've had raccoons around for like the last few weeks. They keep getting in my trash can. But this felt like it was like up in the.
So what you do is you put rat poison in your trash can.
I might. Well, then I'd have to like do something with the bodies when I don't.
You put it in the trash. It's right there. You leave it in there.
Yeah, I don't want to touch them anyway. Okay.
Do you not have like the city sponsored cans?
Yeah, no, I do. Or
the ones on wheels. I hate those things.
They can get in.
Oh yeah. Oh, these guys are crafty, man.
So
they'll flip over the lid and just like go to town and leave trash all over the back porch.
My city did that about 2 years ago, and I hate it because the ones I had were like the heavy duty ones you get at Home Depot. The ones that lock the lids, those heavy duty ones.
Oh no, I don't have those.
I used to use those for years because raccoons would try to get in there and they couldn't. Yeah.
Well, see, now, I've changed it now because I figured out how I can place it on the back porch where so mine is the big cubic one, but then the lid flaps up. Okay. But if you angle it, so here's the wall and then here's the trash can. If you have it to where the lid goes like this, they can't get between the wall and opening the lid. So I think I've outsmarted them.
Yeah.
So
I'll also just say this. I mean, you're only one guy, so you don't have that much trash. I mean, you can
just
stick your trash.
I'll put out my trash can maybe once a month, really.
I was gonna say you could just put your trash in there the day before the pickup.
Yeah. Problem is I forget things, and sometimes I'm out. and I don't get home in time. Sometimes I sleep in. The trash guy comes early in the morning. But anyway, that's another thing. I was just worried. I just didn't want nothing falling through my house because that would not be fun. Okay.
Watch a home invasion with Zach.
I don't want that. Okay,
Your
so
camera
I got 9 books this week. I hadn't had a chance to read all of them yet. I read most of them. 2 that I had not been able to get to today was Feral, number 2. Haven't gotten to that one yet. And then I have not gotten into Conan the Barbarian. This is issue number 10.
Conan is great. I have not read Feral either, so
Okay.
it looks good.
These are on my... I will probably read these tonight before I go to bed. All right, so that's 2. I got 9 books this week. It's a very big week for me.
I had 13, but I only read 8. So,
jeez, 13 books. All right, bottom of the list. Not because it's bad, just because I really like all the other ones. Madripoor Nights, number 3. This is the Black Widow story. The best Black Widow has ever looked, in my opinion.
it's the same artist from the Kelly Thompson.
Aside from the Kelly Thompson, yeah, right. That one. You're right. That one did look good. She wasn't wearing a dress like this though.
I know, but it's the same artist though.
So, is it really?
Yeah, the interior is artist the same.
It's not the same artist.
It is.
I thought wasn't that Elena This is Edgar Salazar. He didn't do the Black Widow series from Thompson. I thought that was Elena Casagrande.
That's apparently they listed her as being the.
Anyway, while he looks that up, I'm pretty sure it was Elena Casagrande. Or no, it wasn't Carmen Canero. She did something else. But this was good. I like how they're like each issue is like focusing on a different character. So like last issue I think was centered around Wolverine. This was the Black Widow one. Issue number 4 is going to be the Captain America one. It looks like really good story. I've been liking this one. A+, Mr. Claremont, sir.
Great. What is it? She did something of mine this week.
Maybe she did a cover. Maybe I don't know. Next up was a really cool book. This is Dawn Runner. This is issue number 2. If you like Pacific Rim, this is like that, but with some more sophisticated intrigue to it. So it's got like the monster killing and the fights and stuff, but then there's also like some mystery to it too.
This is the one she's on. She's on Blade this week.
She's on Blade. That's it. Yeah, she's doing. Yeah, I knew she was doing the art for Blade. But yeah, this one was really good. This picks up right after the events of the first issue, looking into like mystery on how these giant metal robots work, and there's some mystery and some intrigue surrounding that. Some like big corporations that are potentially like using these machines to like enhance their own profits, and then also when they're supposed to just really be fighting the giant kaiju. But really good so far. Been liking this. This has potential to be my favorite Ram V book.
Looking forward to reading the second issue because that cliffhanger in the end of the first one was really cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this it addresses that. The other Ram V book, 2 Ram V books this week. We got Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. Kind of a slow start. I will warn you, if you haven't read this, it is kind of slow. You don't get a lot of the creature, but it's kind of like the first act of the movie. It's kind of, you got to establish the main character is this reporter woman who's going down to South America. She's chasing this guy. Her newspaper tells her don't do it. This guy's a killer. She's doing it anyway, and she ends up in the Amazon, almost drowns, and then the creature saves her.
Zach, you spoiled the book.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this not the best comics of the week?
I know.
Zach,
is
the killer? Is that who she sees underwater? Is that face on the last page?
Second last page.
Maybe.
Because we couldn't tell. I mean,
I think it's like,
is that in her mind or what?
Let's see.
I think she's seeing the killer's face, but it's actually the monster.
Are you talking about this one, where it's like she sees the bird and then she's looking?
No. Second to last page.
Last page. Oh, hold on.
Second to last page.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, that's the killer's face, right? That's not hers.
Yeah, it looks like the killer's face, but then there's also the monster. His eye. I mean, that's
right. But I was wondering, did she did the creature just kill the killer, and she stumbles onto his body, and then before
I think she's in the water. I'm curious. She fell in the water, and then I think she's drowning,
Or
Yeah.
she's imagining that. I said that's
Yeah.
what I couldn't tell.
Maybe
They
she's imagining seeing the killer's face, and then she gets like a
Because
brief
originally the guy-
glimpse of the monster.
Because they tell you in the story how he's like she has nightmares, so she takes these
Yeah.
meds, so she
Yeah.
doesn't have the dreams because her dream is just being held down and being choked.
Yeah, like yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah,
Do you like
but
that?
not in a fun way. Anyway,
I
this
really
was
wish
really good. And if these guys are, I do really want to go. I was reading through like the letter section in the back, and this does have me wanting to go back and read the Dracula story that Breen has been talking up. So that
I hope they're all connected. Like one
Yeah.
at the end.
that's what they were saying in the letter issue. Is
They
that
sure
it's
will.
supposed to be an interconnected monster universe?
You know, it would be nice if a little exposition wouldn't kill a comic.
True.
Because if, especially, I said, some artists aren't good enough to convey what they want without any words to back it up. And I said, and I just think that might be one of those cases where, maybe I'm the dummy because I can't figure it out. But it seems to me like guys looked at the art sec. Yeah, I mean, good enough to overcome that.
The art was okay.
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm saying it's
No, I agree. It wasn't. I don't think. I mean, I'm agreeing with you. It wasn't at the point where I could just look at some blank panels and get the story. Like I think some more exposition would have been handy. I don't find that to be the case with a lot of books that Ram V doesn't tend to do a lot of exposition, or at least a lot of useful.
Well, a lot of modern writers don't, but
yeah,
it's more of storytelling ability, maybe per se, than the actual art itself.
yeah.
Story time.
Some people can do it really well, like the guy that did Dick Tracy. You didn't need a lot of exposition in that one.
My brother was
Some other ones you really need it.
Eric, my brother, just showed me a photo of Tony Khan wearing the neck brace at the NFL draft.
Oh yeah, the draft is going on.
What
Our
Tony's there
boy
with his
Jordan
dad.
Daniels got drafted. He got drafted to Wash.
Tony Khan's got the neck brace on.
Did you see how bad the ratings were yesterday?
Not only the ratings, I just watched the show, bro.
I would say it, but no, you do need to be concerned about this because it was the worst since January of 2021. Now, when they go to renegotiate, they might just say, you're not bringing in any eyeballs. Why?
I mean, it could have been because of audio too. The audio was shit.
Well, it's just. I mean, they in the 2 weeks since the CM Punk stuff, they've lost 200,000 viewers. So I said, I mean, they're in real trouble. Anyway, that's for another time.
I was going to say, the real trouble is our former star quarterback just went to the Washington, whatever they're calling themselves now.
Commanders?
Is it the Commanders? I always forget.
Well, that's okay. The one before, the window is, this is the year.
Wait, for Joe Burrow?
Joey B, if he stays healthy.
Joey B, baby.
If they don't win it this year, he's going to go down as the next Dan Marino.
That would be a tragedy if he doesn't go all the way this year.
What team was he on?
Joe Burrow's with the Bengals, Cincinnati.
Steelers are going to shut them down.
Oh, don't
With
even
what?
Start. The
What are they going to
Bengals,
shut him down with? Their Russell Wilson.
Don't start with me on that one.
I actually like Russell Wilson. He's all right.
Yeah, but I think the coach has got to go.
Really?
He. There's been a couple of years where they made the playoffs and then they make those really stupid calls in the playoffs and don't do it.
Well, they don't have the talent. They haven't had the talent to be a playoff team the last couple of times they've been there. And that's a testament to Tomlin. Anyway, sorry, Zach.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just showing off the cover. We got Green Arrow, issue number 11. Williamson writing, Sean Isaac and Phil Hester on the art. I really like this issue. It shows Ollie and then his Arrow family fighting these decoys of the Justice League. And then they do... Actually, I thought this was handy because I haven't seen Malcolm Merlin in a book in a long time. So it was really nice kind of getting just like a brief little like reintroduction to the character. Phil Hester did the art on that whole origin story or a little flashback, whatever. And then Sean Isaac took over. It's really good. I liked it a lot. And then he's like, when the book ends, Malcolm Merlin, he's using the same Hall of Justice technology that had him fighting the decoy Justice League. now Ollie has to fight decoy like his friends and family, basically, like a bunch of Black Canaries and Roys and Connors and so on. And he doesn't want to fight them, even though he should know they're just models. They're not really them, but pretty good issue, though. I enjoyed it. Phil Hester's art is just, I don't know what it is, but I like his art style a lot. Number 3 this week. I got this one. I got Dick Tracy number 1. I got this cool. It's the man in the yellow hat. It's like Dick Tracy is Curious George's dad or something.
The crossover we always wanted.
No, the man in the yellow hat was never supposed to be his dad.
And I thought he had yellow boots.
Okay. No, I thought it was a hat.
No, Walter White, man in the yellow boots.
Walter White. Oh, yeah.
Curious, what's his sidekick?
Jesse,
Curious Jesse.
Jesse was the best character, man. Him and
was he? He caused Walter White to get killed.
Walter White caused himself to get.
He went
killed.
back for Jesse because
He
Jesse's
got
an idiot.
greedy. Walter got
Walter,
greedy.
Walter left.
We can talk about this later. I have feelings on this, but anyway, we're talking about Dick Tracy. This was a really good first issue. I really enjoyed this. I was kind of starting to get a little nervous the night before. RDV was like, "Oh, Segura. Oh, that name is tainted." I was like,
you know why?
Because
it said Segura's got an actual writer writing for him. He
Yeah.
threw his name on it.
So this was really good, though. I really enjoyed this.
Come on, man.
The artwork in here was solid.
What's up, DJ Was?
It's really, really cool. Yeah, I mean, now I do think the art, the faces are a little off in some panels. Like, I don't know if that's just me or what, but it's nothing. It's not a deal breaker, though.
No, I was having some issues with that too. I mean, that was the ones you showed were some of the ones that I didn't like.
But then you get like pages like this. Like, this is a really cool couple of panels right here where Flat Top shows up and he's like, I mean, I love this. He just shows up with an old Tommy gun, and it's
honestly,
I love that.
You can take some of the worst writers, but if they write books in the 40s, they get better. Ryan North.
Look how cool that he just shoots the fire hydrant and just like knocks it. Like, I don't know. That was just really cool to me.
Well, he's the main hero. When he first shows up, he's at the hero pose. Like, they're really making him just stand out, and that's what they should do.
This big guy right here is like, I guess, one of the big bad guys.
He's the big bad guy.
Yeah,
I forgot what his name is, but
really, really cool. I mean, it just the way it opens up too it's a really good opening. I really like this lettering use they do. Like on this page here, they're just like, okay, plain letters. This guy dies, and then it transitions. Like part of the lettering just goes into like this blood written. Like that's really cool. The lettering.
There's only one problem with that diner scene. There's no coat racks.
I mean,
if you watch Diner, there's coat racks.
One thing I liked about the opening scene, it's sort of, especially with the narration, it was like these old 40s noir, which I think is basically what they were going for. But that's what it reminded me of.
My favorite
type stuff.
My favorite pages were like right here at the beginning where Dick shows up and he's kind of going through the scene with these two normie cops, and he's like pointing out, like you see him using his investigative prowess. He's like, all these other people were shot in random spots, but then these two had bullets in the heads, like they were the targets. That was really cool. I really dug this.
It always reminds you that him having the yellow jacket and the hat, it just stands out so much. It's like having the black, white, and red books.
Really good issue. Y'all should definitely pick this up. Number 2 this week. Oh man, it's like asking me to. Breen, is this how you feel every week, picking between your two sons? I mean,
I didn't get Green Arrow.
I just asked myself how I rated.
All right, so I got. I'm going to make an executive decision. Okay, this is number 2.
Thank you, CO.
Ultimate Spider-Man is issue number 4. This is my number 2. Listen, I'm saying number 2. This really should be.
If you choose Green Arrow over this book, you're gone.
Wait, what?
If Green Arrow is your number 1 book,
I just showed Green Arrow. Green Arrow was like number 4 or 5.
Did you show while I was off camera and gone muted?
No, I don't think so.
No, he showed it while you weren't paying any attention.
No. No, because I left for a bit.
You might have. He might have actually. I do remember seeing his logo flash on the screen.
Yeah.
No, this was really good. It's so weird because there's no action that goes on in this. It's all conversation. It's all dialogue, and none of it necessarily. Some of it, I guess, kind of moves the story forward. When they talk about like what Ben and Jameson are doing with the paper, maybe that moves some of it forward. But like most of it, it's almost just like it almost feels like filler episode conversation. But the way Hickman does it, the way he writes it out, it just flows really, really good, really organically. I like the Harry and Gwen being married. I like that. I like the whole, obviously Peter and Mary Jane. They're, not banter, but like the way they talk to each other back and forth is really great. Also, what keeps it from being boring? Here's a big thing of what keeps it being boring. A lot of times when I think of like conversation and comic books, or like the comic books that have a lot of talking, it's like the Bendis thing where it's just the same character sitting in the same pose for 9 panels. And it's just the word bubbles that change. They don't have that in this. Every panel is different. There's close-ups, there's zoom outs, there's different angles that the artist takes. And the artist actually, at first, I thought it was Chichetto. The first couple of pages had me tricked. Like this looks like Chichetto. Like that had me kind of hoodwinked a little bit. Then you start looking at some of the faces. You're like, okay, the faces are a little bit different. But this guest artist wasn't bad. I gotta say, not terrible. Actually, now that I'm looking more, there's a little bit of Michael Allred, I guess, in Gwen's face. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Kind of looks like a milk mustache there for a second.
But yeah, Guy Gardner, Osborne here. I tell you, he just.
We don't. Did you really want the cornrows again?
No, of course not. I just want a normal-looking Harry. That's all.
It's more like James Franco with a ginger.
Hickman can do no wrong. This is good.
Best way to describe that book, it's like a movie. Like you're at the part of the movie between the action scenes. You get the setup,
That's
and then people are kind of meeting for the first time. And I guarantee the next issue is where you're going to have the action's going to start coming in.
Book number 1 this week, and RDB is going to be mad at me.
It's Duke.
It is Duke. You're darn right. It's Duke. I'm sorry, Dad.
Breen, you only have one son now.
This, again, for the 3rd time tonight, he only has one son. This was great, though, man. This was a phenomenal ending. Shoot. Okay, so what? First, we got Duke fighting the Battle Atomic Trooper or something like that, whatever the BAT stands for. I always forget what the BAT stands for.
Bats.
He
automatic
sees,
trooper.
Yeah, automatic. Is it automatic or automaton?
I think it's automatic.
It's in here. Destro shows up. So we meet Destro. He meets Destro, the Scottish weapons manufacturer.
Bagora.
He's very much a Scottish evil Tony Stark. He makes the weapons for everybody, and he gets all of the money for it. Now Duke thinks that he's the guy that created Starscream, and Destro's like, that wasn't me, fam. That was not me at all. But it's really funny here. He's trying to say, hey, Duke, you should help us. And Duke just like headbutts him in his metal head. You can even see like the red imprint on his forehead. Like, I love that. That was just awesome. So yeah, Duke ends up fighting this robot trooper. He's got like a flamethrower arm. He just beats him with a rifle too, because the rifle's out of ammo. Showcasing like his tenacity, like he ends up just like ripping the head off of it, like Predator style. It's awesome. But overall, what happens though is Destro destroys his base, and Duke is like put in the news. It's put in the news that he's dead. He's found to be deceased, which we later learn they use as a cover up. He's very much alive, and Colonel Hawk wants to recruit him to lead a new unit called G.I. Joe, and their base is going to be at the pit where he was held undercover.
And their targets, who they're going after?
They're going after all the Transformers, not just the Decepticons. Like he's going after Optimus. They showed CoverGirl again at the end, which I really appreciated because I like CoverGirl. He's got Clutch, the guy that he was with, Stalker, Rock and Roll. They're going to be part of the unit. So it's very much that Nick Fury scene at the end of Iron Man, where it's like, let's talk about the G.I. Joe initiative. It's very much like that. But it was I thought it was a great ending to Duke. And I can't wait to see how the G.I. Joe just moves forward from there. I think it's going to be good. The artwork in here was also really good. You saw a little bit of it. The Tom Riley artwork is really great. I like him a lot. He's shooting up the ranks of my favorite artists. So, but that's it. That's all my books for this week.
All righty, Mr. Breen.
No back issues, Zach.
Nope. Just the ones I got from working out.
You got all those for $20?
Huh?
You got all those for $20?
No, I went a little over budget this week.
Seems like it.
But I get a discount from my shop. They give me like a 20% discount because I have a box. So
That's kind of I get it. I
Yeah,
don't
like
have
a
a
whole
pull
box.
list. I get 20. Yeah, my one shop does 20% just because they're there every week.
I was looking. They did have some collections that I was really interested in. Like they had the Paul Dini Zatanna collection. Man, it took all my willpower. It was like $50 though. So I was like, I can't spend an extra $50.
Wait
I
a
got
minute.
car repairs coming up.
Wait a minute. What Zatanna series was this?
The Paul Dini one?
I can't remember which one that was because there was one that was out in like 2009.
That might have been this one. Hold on, let me see.
Because there's a couple issues of that are close to $100.
It was like 20 something issues. Zatanna by Paul Dini. This is from where are you at? 2010.
Yeah, that would be the one.
Yeah, so
There's a
it's like
couple of Adam Hughes covers that are worth big bucks.
bunch of Adam Hughes covers. Yeah,
But if you can get the whole set for $50, go back tomorrow and get it.
yeah, I might.
Because that's
It's Zatanna 1 through 16, and then a couple of specials. So
let's see,
Hey, what's up, Spiffy?
yeah.
Um,
Hey Spiffy, what's up? I haven't seen that guy in a while.
let me see here.
There was something else though that they did too, I
2010.
thought. They had the Booster Gold. They had the Booster Gold and the X-Men one also.
Yeah, the number 15 is still worth 80. Number 16 is still worth 100.
Wow.
14 is worth 25. 13 is worth 20.
Is it because of the Adam Hughes covers?
Yeah, 12 is worth 10. 11 is worth 40. And like number 1 is only $10. Number 2 is like 6. So because the print run got really low.
Yeah.
Because that was right before the Flashpoint, the New 52, and because at the same time that Power Girl cover, the last issue of Power Girl is worth like $80. Which actually still have all those for some strange reason. But anyway, okay. Number 5, Pine and Merrimack.
Damn it.
Merrimack and Pine.
If this has a cliffhanger that I think is going to be a red herring, but if not, number 5 becomes a vengeance issue, and we'll just leave it at that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I haven't want. Now I want to read it now.
Number 4.
Dang.
This is why you don't make deals with the devil. I said this just what a creepy thing to do.
But what was this a good book or what?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked it. It's kind of an impulse buy, but I liked it.
He said he didn't want to hurt people, so he backed out of the deal, and whoopsies. Like I said, this is a recommend. Yeah, if you get a chance to pick this up at your shop, get it. It's you don't necessarily have to have read the first part from last year, but this is good. And yeah, I said this, about every other one of these are really good. This is one of those that is. Number 3, Dick Tracy. We've talked about this. Excellent.
There's so much dick on this channel tonight.
It's sort of like
This
the
comic review stream is a side quest.
We've all spent our dick tonight.
I have one son. You're back in, Zach.
Yes.
Phrasing.
It's great when somebody because about 5 years ago, hey, there's a new Shadow series that's gonna be awesome.
No.
Oh, wait a second, he's he's championing illegal immigration. Oh, he's trans now. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh man. And then, oh, Judge Dredd. Oh, wait, no, here's RoboCop series. Oh, he's looking the other way while illegals stream across the border. This is great. We seem to have finally gotten out of that in some of these, characters. Like the last Sheena series that Joe edited was just fun.
Yeah.
The couple of Sheena series prior to that, she was just a girl boss bitch. So it's nice to see these. Well, not really. Not in the couple series before the one that Joe did. The art wasn't even that good at him. But it's nice to see that these characters that have been around forever are getting treated with some respect and not to. This is not for that modern audience that everything's being reimagined for. And that's why this is good. That's why all four of us had this in our top 5.
Well, I was really kind of worried because I thought the Segura, I thought the guy who wrote it was the comedian, and I wanted to find out about him. So I went and looked up. The first thing I see is an interview with him, and he's talking, and he had his name and then him after it. I was like, oh fuck, it's gonna be one of these guys.
Now, to be fair, there are some of those people, and yeah, they put their pronouns in their bio and whatever, but they're not nearly as obnoxious as other people.
So at Dynamite, he wrote Scarlet Sisters was completely woke feminist, and just anti-male. This, none of that. There wasn't there was no, the bad guys are Republicans or whatever. There was, it was just like Gotham City.
Yeah, Scarlet Sisters or whatever that was me wasting $4 on something that, I can never, I don't ever have to think about again. Yeah, but it's not like those characters have been around for 80 years like Dick Tracy.
No.
So that's what I like about this. So, and speaking of characters that have been around for a lot of years, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I'm so proud of my paw.
I'm so glad that Zach picked up that book.
Well,
I was always going to pick this up. I was the first one. I think you brought it up.
I was afraid with a title like that you might get scared.
I'm glad you're proud. I'm glad you're proud of me, son. But you still got to cut the grass.
No,
this was fun.
They have a lot of Mary Jane down in Louisiana, there, buddy.
There's more than enough.
So this was to get a good Creature from the Black Lagoon. There was no doubt in my mind this was going to be good because like I said the Dracula series is great. I'm sure whatever follows this will be great. But this and Dick Tracy, it was a good week for past properties. And speaking of the present, number 1, not Duke. Ultimate Spider-Man number 4.
G.I. Joe hater. I have no paw.
I mean, if it was the Duke.
I disagree with you a little bit, Zach. I think there were some parts of this conversation that did kind of move the story along because,
okay,
especially the part where Harry was talking to Peter about telling his wife.
Oh yeah,
that and the I don't know if anything will come of it, but that was it. The daughter really doesn't like Jonah when they were over babysitting.
Yeah. So she went to bed.
That's pretty funny.
And then just like the Gwen talking to Mary Jane about doing something with the paper. I guess they're
gonna call it the paper.
Yeah, the paper. Yeah,
I don't know. I thought, and like I said, I don't. If one of the things between a good writer that Jonathan Hickman, I'm guessing he's probably married with kids, isn't he?
Might be.
I don't know
because he has a conversation. He writes conversation like a person that has actually had them,
like Jeremy Adams,
right? I mean, because there's so many writers that have either grown up, at their keyboard. That just they write people the way they imagine. Richard always talks about this. Mm-hmm. They write the way they imagine people would talk in real life because they don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
but this felt very conversational. It felt like it, very real. And if you can do that, I don't mind that 2 of the 4 issues have basically been
He's married with 2 sons.
I'm not at all surprised.
Peter's son talking to Benny. He's like, and Vin's like, you want to watch TV? He's like, no, I want to read. He's like, good boy.
Yeah, so this, I mean, I don't mind a well-written book with no action.
Had that been written by somebody else, and the kid would have been like, he's like, it'd be like the Connors, making fun of him because the kid's gay.
Or the kids would have been smarter than the grown-ups.
Yeah.
Or Ben and Jonah would have been a couple.
BJ.
But anyway, so that's yep. The only 5 books I picked up this week, and all for the entire time that we've been doing this, that I've been joining you for the top 5 or best of the week, whatever that was. This is probably the most solid top 5 week I've ever had, which means that in the last well over a year, because there's always, I mean, it's not that I can't find 5 books to get, but these were 5 rock solid recommends.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Like I said, this whole issue was basically like, people were like, oh, it's a filler. Actually, no, I like it because it actually reinforces the family unit as far as like these
totally. I love that line where MJ's talking, I think it's to Harry, and Harry's like, oh, he's crazy about you, and MJ's like, it's called being in love. Although I understand there's been a bit of a branding issue with that. I was like, is this a dig at Zeb Wells's run?
What was the other thing too? It's like KFB, I'm like, or BFK, before kids,
BK. Yeah, BK.
Yeah, BK.
Yeah. That was
So, and then, like I said, the whole issue with Gwen, basically, it's like, she sees what's going on. Well, gosh, because obviously, if we find out that Harry's told her, so they've been battling what's going on with the Daily Beagle, so they want to push that Spider-Man character, get him in the paper and spotlight, and Harry's pushing him to be a hero. And like I said, now if it says for ill means, gains, whatever, like I don't see that. I don't see that happening. But I mean, honestly, it's interesting to see with these characters, because I was like, Uncle Ben's there and stuff, like they don't have Jonah saying Spider-Man, because there's no name for his character yet. So I wonder who's going to coin the name yet.
By the way, sorry, Zach, did you say that you had a chance to get the actual single issues for Zatanna, or is that a trade?
No, I that's a trade. It's a trade.
Okay.
It's like
Never mind.
$50.
So, but I wonder who's going to coin the name Spider-Man. Is it going to be Ben? Is it going to be Jonah?
I bet you Tony shows up like an Iron Lad or whatever and tells them, "Oh, in other universes, you're known as Spider-Man."
No, I think it's going to be like Gwen, because Gwen's going to like want to do the paper thing, push. She wants, obviously she's pushing a little idea with paper. She wants Ben and Jonah get the, get the truth out. I think it's gonna be Gwen, or it might be maybe it's Mary Jane. Who knows? But I mean, I like Lisa, the daughter, like designed his costume for him.
Like I said, I'm just hoping that the friendships that we're being exposed to remain such. Like I said, there's plenty of outside forces to be evil, and that is. I kind of like the way this is going.
Will we see Flash Thompson? Other people are also pointing out that they gave Gwen Stacy Liz's basic personality. That's what Liz Allen is with Harry. She's a businesswoman.
I don't know. Yeah, Kevin said Gwen seems kind of scared of Harry. I didn't get that, but that'd be interesting. But again, I said
maybe they don't agree on he's attacking and she wants it to do like through the paper way.
I just hope. Like I said, I know this. It almost has to be setting up where Harry turns on him. I just hope it doesn't. I mean, do something different.
It would be better if it didn't. It would be like it would be. Like if they all of a sudden took Lex Luthor from Superman and just made him evil again.
Because that's what you expect.
That's exactly where I was going to go.
Well, I didn't get it. I'm gonna go in after we get done with this and see if I can pick it up. But that one picture that you showed of him, where it was a close up of his face, half his face was dark, half of it was light. I think that might have been a little bit of foreshadowing, a little bit. You know what I mean?
or red herring to throw you off.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true. A lot of Hickman's like with his past runs that I've read of like Fantastic Four, Secret Wars, like it can be pretty hard to figure out which way he's gonna tilt. So he does write really good though. I like that he's writing.
Like I said, I'm. This is 4 issues in and enjoying this tremendously still. And I said, you guys were Zach's number 1. Duke. I mean, everybody is, and I know Venkman, you're a fan of that too, right?
Yeah, but I said Ultimate Spider-Man. I will always, because I'm a huge Spider-Man
Well, no,
fan,
but
and also I can appreciate what they're doing because it's just what I've always wanted from comic books. That's what I loved about Jeremy Adams' Flash, the family unit. Began there.
Right. I was saying that there's actually it's we're not. It's like, oh my God, there were 2 good books. Celebrate, 2 cartwheels.
Yeah.
There are 6, 7 books in 1 week. Like I said, I mean, I found 5 that I can just really champion. You guys found more than that seemed to really resonate. So
I see majority of books. If you guys looked at my books tonight, majority of it was indie books.
Yeah, well, as I said, I mean, I didn't, no DCs this week for me.
I had two Marvel and 1 DC, and the rest were all indie.
Yeah.
My DC was Crush. I mean, the Power Girl, and that was just because that wasn't all that great. Blood Day was okay. The best 3 were indies. Archie Horror.
I'm not. I mean, I want more Marvel and DCs to be great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want the indies are really. There's a lot of really good indie stuff right now. It's the industry might find. It's every time I say this though. Marvel and DC. I mean, it's like
my only DC issue this week.
I said I realize we're about 5 weeks away from just being bombarded for a month.
Blood Hunt or whatever.
No, June.
Is it the Blood Hunt or the?
No, he's talking about Pride Month.
But
okay.
And before I get attacked, it's just the reality is your gay characters are just that. That's all they're allowed to be, are gay characters. You can't give them any substance because, God forbid, any of them experience any kind of setback, you will get dogpiled by X. So it's but there seem to be a lot of decent books out there now, and hopefully that continues.
With Jeremy Adams dipping outside of DC to write a book, I mean, he's talking about he wants to use some own books too as well. I'm like,
have you
honestly, if DC were to fold, whatever, or at least I can go follow these writers. I know Jeremy Adams will do a Kickstarter. Joshua Williamson, I can go read his stuff if I want to.
You notice that all the big names are ducking out of the big 2?
They are because
a lot of them left DC to go to Ghost Machine.
I mean, take a look at like Jeff Johns and Snyder. You'd think these guys never would have left, but they're just like F.
Well, Scott Snyder's coming back because he's a big name. I don't know that he's a big talent.
He wants to do his own Ultimate Universe, but it's DC's version.
I mean, I think he's
and hey, maybe we'll get the better books in the Ultimate version. The
Superman is being done by, I think, Jason Aaron, so that's not a whole lot to get excited about there. Al Ewing is doing the Wonder Woman,
which is, I've never read it, but I've heard horrible things.
Yeah, and Snyder, of course, is doing Batman because that's I've seen enough. Yeah, he had the one good storyline, but he kind of veered off of that during New 52. And Scott Snyder can't. I don't think he can't just tell a story. Everything's got to have its roots back in millions of years ago, and blah blah blah. And I realized I said he's the one that brought mags into the industry, so we have him to thank for that.
Oh, you were talking about him doing the Ultimate stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought you were doing Wonder Woman. I heard that it was
No, Al Ewing's doing that.
Yeah.
And
that's
Jason
the
Aaron's
Wonder
doing
Woman
the
is the one
Superman.
that's going on right
What
now.
happened to Becky Cloonan?
What about her?
So where did she go after? She was on Wonder Woman, and then Tom King kicked her off pretty much.
Well, no, but these are supposed to be new versions of them, kind of like this going to be their ultimate line.
Yeah.
So they wanted to bring in. Well, they say new faces. The only writer that's actually getting a character for the first time is Al Ewing on Wonder Woman, but I don't know if there's. Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to write Wonder Woman well anymore. I don't think James Robinson 5 years ago is probably the closest we'll ever get to it.
I mean, can't be any worse than the idea that Zack Snyder wanted to have her sleeping with a bunch of guys in her apartment. You know his movie he wanted to do? Zack Snyder wanted to do a Wonder Woman 2 movie.
No.
And I mean, like in the 50s or something like that, and she would have been like basically like she would have been sleeping with everybody that's her units, her team of guys. I was just like, wow. But then again, I'm like, I think like I heard some of Zack Snyder's ideas he wants to do with the characters. I'm thinking like, well, I'm not so shocked anymore because look at the people who are actually writing for the DC comic books. They're not that far off. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm happy with the books I'm able to now. And then because I don't know if Zach, how much have you read in the as far as Silver Age, Bronze Age, and all that stuff? Because I know you really love the run. Like how many comic book runs have you actually read from like the 80s through the 90s?
I mean, I'm thinking back. I really not when it comes to like the individual issues, like the ones I have from E's auction. I haven't read through a ton of those because mainly I'm afraid I'll tear them. I've read a good amount of Avengers though, and Fantastic Four, New Warriors, but that kind of starts to get into the 90s. New Teen Titans, Justice League. I've got the Invaders collection, the omnibus of that. I've read those.
I mean, are you venturing more back to like that around the other books, from 40 years ago, or are you kind of
when I can, because I still have a pretty extensive like between my up to date, like my current comic book reading, other like actual books that I read. I do venture into reading the old stuff. It's not like I get to do it every day, but
my point is that I've basically been
anybody. No, it's time for me to get small.
I thought you were saying return to work.
I thought it was a you're not my son anymore thing.
No, somebody.
There you go.
Better.
There you go.
So
it's kind of a toss up between reading Bronze Age or if there's like a Miller World trade that I've been needing to read, or like some other fairly recent indie trade that I didn't catch it release.
I'm 39, and then like you're younger than I am, and I always wonder, it's like what is the age? I mean, it's like our younger kids, like obviously we're close to 40. We're not really kids anymore.
Yeah, thanks for that reminder.
I wonder how many people are going back and reading the older stuff. Like,
I always try to recommend it if I come across somebody younger on like Twitter or like even personally. I'll recommend older stuff or newer stuff as long as it's good. I'll recommend it.
Yeah, because that's the thing that seems to happen. It's like I notice that even with the movies, a lot of people will not go back and watch older movies.
Well, like somebody will say, "Hey, I really like such and such movie." I'm like, "Oh, well, if you want to read a comic book and you like such and such movie, you should check out this book." Yeah, like I'll use that as like a gauge.
I don't know. As on here the channel, since we're doing the readings on here on Fridays and Sunday nights around 7:15 p.m. Central. I actually been reading a lot of old Silver Age books, and I'm just finding more books that I like. Some books
when did the Silver Age end again?
What's that?
When did the Silver Age end again?
Late 70s, I think.
Yeah.
I think bronze is considered like 80.
Okay,
Bronze is in the 80s, I think.
I started picking up in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like a lot of what I read back then was Uncanny. You know, I had a lot of the stuff like when Storm was all in leather with the mohawk and stuff like that. The original Firestorm series, you know, things
Jackson
like that.
Roykirk's old enough. He probably remembers what Silver Age is. I mean, like, was that 75 is where it ends, and then it switches over, or is it like 79?
Oh, I was alive back then.
Yeah.
But
There you go. See, bronze is 70, the 84. So
yeah.
Silver Age is just the 60s.
So I was in my teens in the 80s, and so I started a little late.
So Breen, Silver Age is what? 70 is what Jack's saying, 70, 84? That's Silver Age?
Bronze.
Oh, bronze. But what's
Now,
Silver Age?
Silver Age generally starts with Showcase number 4, the first Barry Allen Flash. It was after the code had been established, and it's kind of like that's kind of where we do that. Now, there's Jackson apparently ascribes to, some people think like Conan number 1 is the beginning of the Bronze Age. Some people say the Silver Age lasts until Spider-Man 122. So there's no right or wrong answer. It's just there's like some people disagree with where that ends.
I would assume that Silver Age was 1963 to 1975 or something like that.
Well, no, the Silver Age actually couldn't. Well, the best way I said, if it's got a code stamp on it, it's Silver Age. Okay. Because no Golden Age books had those because the code had been.
Yeah, because I don't know about books before Marvel and DC. It's like a stamp of that.
The beginning of DC was gold. I think pretty much the beginning of Marvel was. I thought that was pretty much.
Well, the Marvel, as which at the time was actually still maybe under Atlas, because Marvel, they didn't start using the term Marvel until like 62 or 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is when they became Marvel, with the beginning of like the Avengers and
but if you look at the first several Fantastic Fours or the first like Amazing Fantasy 15, there's no Marvel on there.
Yeah, I was just curious to see what because is there's actually anybody really? If you guys see anybody going for the older books that are like younger? I mean, we have Dominic at the auction. We have Dominic and Austin P. And I'm not sure. But I mean, I'm just curious. Is it kind of like the curiosity or like the interest for older books dying down?
Well, if you guys want to get a renewed interest in the Avengers, tune in next Wednesday night to Graphic Man.
Which chat? Oh, go Graphic Man. Okay,
I'm doing next week, and we're going to be talking about the Kree Skrull War, the Korvac Saga, hopefully the Avengers Defenders War, and maybe even the Celestial Madonna.
Wait, next Wednesday's Guild
Madonna was in comics.
But it's
sorry.
Yeah, where the X-Men run is generally regarded as the best non-Lee Kirby. Well, might even including Lee and Kirby, depending on who you ask. I believe that the Avengers from the beginning of the Kree Skrull War, which is issue 89, through the Korvac Saga, to me that's my favorite era, because there was so many great storylines that took place. The Kree Skrull War was the first kind of like, I use the term sweeping epic. It was like the first continuing story. It went about 10 issues. No, Jackson, you're not going to be on, but the cool guy is. Yeah, that's. But it 10 issues from start to finish, hadn't been attempted in comics to that point, and then less than 2 years later, when Steve Englehart was writing the Avengers and the Defenders, he lobbied Roy Thomas, who had written the Kree Skrull War, to let him do a crossover, which had never been done before. And basically it was like, I'm going to let you do it, but God help you if you're late on any of them.
Right.
Because he'd been through that in the Kree Skrull War when Neil Adams didn't turn in his art on time, and he had to get John Buscema to come in for the last issue, which is why Roy and Neil barely spoke to each other for the rest of their lives because Neil took that as a personal affront when Roy was looking at it. Hey, I got to get the books out. Yeah, so it's, but yeah, so that was the first company crossover that had ever really been done in comics. Which, yeah, so the Avengers have both of those, and then the Celestial Madonna saga. That's probably best remembered for the origin of the Vision, which later ended up getting undone, and the Vision and Scarlet Witch getting married at the end of it. But that was 129 through 135 plus 3 giant-sized issues. Yeah, the death of the swordsman. Yeah, it was very just again. Yeah, you didn't get stuff like that. And then the Korvac saga, which was written by Jim Shooter, who doesn't get nearly as much credit for being a great writer.
I've heard stuff about him about how people didn't like him because he was rather caustic.
Well, okay, here's the thing. He had to. It was his responsibility to keep everything going
right
on time. There was
sometimes you got to do that shit.
There were so many late books pre-Shooter that they had a cute name for it. It was the Triple D, the dreaded Deadline Doom. Mm-hmm. And you would I think there were 2 in Fantastic Four within a year. Where they had to reprint books, and almost no book was immune to it. That all stopped after Shooter got settled. And that's and I said the plots that the subplots he had going through the Avengers that culminated in the Korvac saga is tremendous. Like I said, so definitely tune in next Wednesday if you're a fan of the Avengers at all. And that's it. It has to say nothing about, years after that, Roger Stern's run throughout the 200s, which to me for all the things like he couldn't use Thor some of the time, couldn't use Iron Man because he tells when Tony Stark became an alcoholic, so he had to take him out of the book, and it's just with all the restrictions he had to deal with, it was his run on Avengers gets overshadowed by Miller's Daredevil, Simons's Thor, Claremont Burns X-Men, et cetera, Denny O'Neil's Iron Man, but it was great in its own right. So I said, anyway, make a short story long, Zach. Go back to the 80s. I know you haven't read a lot of 80s stuff. Oh,
I mean, some of the 80s. I mean, take a look at you just brought this up. The Claremont run in there.
That started in the 70s.
I've got the Mutant Massacre thing right here. I mean, some of the stuff back then was just some of the greatest X-Men, stuff. Some really good stuff. Demon in the Bottle, that was the 80s, right? Or did that end up in the 90s?
Demon in the Bottle was in the 90s. I thought it might have been like late 70s.
Because I remember I was in boot camp when it was started to go. And that was 87.
Jackson, what exactly are you talking about there? The Kang Serpent saga.
Serpent Crown?
Oh, okay. That's true. But that was before he was editor. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they did the 2 things with 145 and 146. Yeah, which was it was an inventory 2-parter. Yeah, okay, that's right. I've forgotten about that.
Okay. Wow. Maybe you can help me out with something. I've heard a couple different stories on this. Stuff that we've had problems with the variant covers. I've heard 2 different places as to where they started. One was the wedding of Mary Jane and Peter Parker. That somehow they actually made a mistake and put him in at the wedding. Peter Parker was dressed as Spider-Man, so they had to reprint a cover where it was Peter Parker, and then they just released them both, and that was supposedly the first variant cover. And 2, they said all the variant covers started with the first Byrne Man of Steel.
No, the
one with that
Man of Steel is predated the wedding annual, and there were also an issue of Spider-Man or an issue of Firestorm. I can't remember. And Justice League number 3 from the Bwahaha era. had regional variants. But then, yeah, there's God, unfortunately, what that ended up unleashing.
Yeah, it's a shitstorm.
Yeah, but and so I think that, like I said, those 4 stories I referenced, though, those were so creative, and it just, yeah, I said it doesn't get anywhere near the attention that the X-Men books get. Which, right or wrong. I mean, I said it's glad we had both, but I said but to me, like, when I started reading comics, the Avengers, I mean, the X-Men were nothing. I mean, they were a bi-monthly book with characters no one gave a shit
Oh,
about.
so you were pre 95.
You mean pre-issue 95?
Yeah, pre the
Or
John
94?
94.
No, when my first one that I bought new was 100, and I think they were on a number 96 or 97 when I started, but it hadn't taken off yet.
Yeah.
And the Avengers were all these characters that I'd gone back and learned a lot about from the because they had Thor, Captain America, Iron Man. They had their own books. I mean, the Avengers were a big deal.
Mhm.
And so that's so my opinion was formed early, and I remember loving the Avengers from day one. And so that's why I was always more of a fan of the Avengers than the X-Men, even though the X-Men ended up eclipsing everything in popularity.
All right.
Too bad Claremont will never write a regular series again.
Well, I think we're probably better off getting him in short bursts at this point.
All right.
Burns another one with that they aren't going to hire anymore, are they?
No.
I mean, they're hiring Claremont. I don't see why they wouldn't hire Byrne. Oh my God, that blast from the past. Who ordered that? Let's not play that game.
Well, okay, now you also got to remember, I don't know that John Byrne would want to work for either
True.
again.
That's true.
I've heard him has
He's not even doing anything on his own.
You might have just got out and wanted to stay out. It's 80 degrees outside. I'm not wearing blue jeans.
But you're inside though, air conditioning.
Masochistic. I'm wearing cargo shorts.
No,
I
just wear your little
Tidy whities.
rice in a rice patties hat.
Yeah, as far as being the number 1 team book, you're right, Jackson. But for years we had X-Men, Avengers, Fantastic Four, and Defenders that were all well worth getting. In 76 and 77, all 4 of those books were fantastic, pun intended.
Yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna have Jackson come on the channel again for his second debut of a show, and then unless he's gonna do an annual thing, he's just gonna show up for next New Year's, live stream. But
that's a good question, but it just unlike some other things that I can't, where I not only can't explain, I can't understand. I can't explain it, but I do understand how the X-Men exploded the way they did because it was so well done.
evolution, baby.
I mean it was Claremont. His take on the X-Men was Lee Kirby on Fantastic Four. I mean, it was just you don't get those very often, and also, like I said, he had 2 good editors keeping him in line, and they would when he would forget his own subplots, they were there to remind him. And it's funny how an industry that doesn't think women work before 2015,
editors that were good writers themselves, and just kept rotating.
I guess Anna Seni had some good stuff in her portfolio, but Louise Simonson definitely,
Yeah,
and Ascenti's a matter of taste. I think she was always a little bit too left leaning for me, even when they were trying to write down the middle. But she
Yeah.
was never preachy, but you knew you didn't have to read a second-hand Ascenti book to know what side she was firmly on.
sure.
See, I've never been an Avengers fan. I don't know what it is. I just don't. I don't really dig it. But I loved the Claremont run of X-Men.
What's
You know,
with all these people exploding?
It's like Suicide Squad up in
Yeah,
here.
but I'm guessing, Jeff, that you're not a big superhero fan, though, right?
I originally started out with Superhands. Super, like it's one of the first ones I read was Firestorm. I was doing the X-Men. All the stuff I was doing at first was superhero stuff. I didn't get into the independents until just the last few years because of the shit that the Marvel and DC are putting out.
So I don't know. So I was definitely. I mean, when I started, there was those four that I mentioned, then there was Justice League at DC, because at the time the Teen Titans were having a short-lived revival. Now this is before the Wolfman Perez. Yeah, Legion was plodding along. Legion was actually good. Justice League was there. I mean, they brought in Englehart to try to breathe some life into it, and they're fun from a comics history perspective. But nothing happened in those books that you would reference 40 years later, like I am with the stuff I'm going to be talking about next Wednesday. There's, like I said, they were just there.
Yeah.
See,
I was a big Marvel fan back in the day. I mean, I think the only DC that I read was Firestorm, and I was all X-Men and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but then as I got older, obviously I switched over to DC because it's better.
I prefer Marani is opposite me. She likes the team books, and it's kind of Zach does that too. But I think Zach also likes your number one team book. Zach is JSA, right?
And JSA is my number one favorite comic team of all of them. But then I also like Abnett and Landing's Guardians. I like the Fantastic Four. I like the New Warriors.
I like the Soul Heroes because you wouldn't get a Dick Tracy, a book without him being a solo character. Imagine Dick Tracy being on a hero team. It just doesn't work for me. I liked about Peter Parker. He had his own little corner of New York, and then he just looked out his window. And he had 30 people go by. They're all heroes. He had he's always bumping the FF, or he bumped into the Avengers, and then they're New York was crowded with heroes and villains. So it was, I like to see this focusing on one hero and Peter Parker, because he was more closer to down to earth than some of the other heroes. Not to say that they didn't have their own share of problems and griefs, She-Hulk in general, or just like, but I just identified more with Peter Parker, being the kid that was kind of the nerd, and then like he suddenly gets, like you said, he told McGuire, and also he's like, what? I'm buff now. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, making Spider-Man a full-time Avenger was a mistake.
Yeah, he should.
And I know why they did it, because like I said, at that point, the Avengers name was pretty much mud.
They needed him
because that's why they were the Ultimates in the Ultimate Universe and not the Avengers, because the name was toxic, and for good or ill, Bendis brought it back. But it was like the Avengers were wearing a skin suit. Yeah, Tony and Cap were there, but Luke Cage is not an Avenger. Spider-Man's not an Avenger. Wolverine's not an Avenger. Spider-Woman, And I forgot who the other one was.
That's my issue, is putting
Actually
street
really
level
like
people
Avengers a lot.
in stuff like that. Batman, street level. He shouldn't be in the Justice League. Spider-Man, all these guys, they should not be doing like.
At least Batman had been there the whole time, though. And Zach, I did too at the time. I have gone back now and realized the some of the ideas were sound, but Bendis was spin the bottle dialogue.
Yeah,
that's true.
No one sounded any different from the person next to him.
That's 100% true.
And again, like I said, if you had been around reading the Avengers since the mid-'70s, you could see where that really wasn't. I mean, I was 30 years by then. It's like these aren't the Avengers.
Oh yeah,
this son of a bitch just killed off Hawkeye, the Vision,
Scott Lang.
and yeah, well, Scott Lang didn't. He was never an Avenger. So
See, I was reading Bendis' New Avengers, then the Mighty Avengers. I was actually getting into team books because of Bendis.
yeah, but again, is it? Well, the
Now,
Mighty
were
Avengers,
but I'm not saying they're better than the original ones,
the Mighty
but
Avengers at
but
least
that's
was
what-
closer.
but that's what I got. That's what I came into from Reed Spider-Man. I also know like that was the books are out at the time, Siege and stuff, Civil War.
Yeah.
You know, honestly,
Yeah,
that's what I got into. That's what got me in the comic books. You know,
they were good comics. They weren't good Avengers comics. That's all I'm saying.
that's fair.
Because that was like the first. Because I know I'll go back and read old Avengers issues and be like, oh shoot, Bendis really, or even shoot when Bendis took over Justice League duties, which was god awful. Yeah, you're right. The way he has grown people talk, it's not normal.
Well, unfortunately, I said it was bad in 2005. It was intolerable by the time he did Justice League.
Yeah,
And and how many times did he have to please his adopted children by creating comic book characters based on idealized versions of them? It worked with Miles. It didn't work with Riri. It didn't work with Naomi. Stop it.
Is that what he did? Is that what he's making?
Yeah, he adopted two black children, a boy and a girl. Admirable.
So,
But then creating characters based on them. Like I said, he struck gold with Miles Morales, but the other two I would say were more miss than hit.
he did it the first time and he was like, oh, this works. Let me do it again. He just kept going back to that well over and over.
yeah, when he came over to as far as Bendis and the Mighty Avengers, I remember the reason I picked it up because you had Frank Cho interior art and cover art.
For 4 issues.
No.
Was
There
it-
were like six issues, and
Was it
then
6? Oh, okay. I thought it was 4.
then Mark Bagley took over, and I kind of lost interest.
Naomi
Look, I don't want to hear
could've
crap
worked.
for liking Humberto Ramos's Spider-Man art when Mark Bagley is out.
Oh
there.
no! There's no comparison.
Oh, old school
day.
Mark Bagley, the 80s, 90s.
Yeah,
was better.
But there's no school that Humberto Ramos didn't suck. But as far as like Naomi might have had a chance if
Right.
there wasn't a Riri Williams, and if he didn't try to promote her as Superman and Batman go to Naomi and say, what should we do? Yeah, it's.
I guess you're talking
Who's
about
he
you.
talking to?
Maybe you.
Can't be me.
Maybe I think you're John
Gotta
Goodman.
be one of you bearded fellas.
Hey, Zach's the young guy. He can't carry a beard. He's like Pixel. But he says John Goodman, right? He says. Thanks for watching.
It has to be somebody that's seen your deep fakes under a different name.
Oh yeah, the deep fakes.
I don't. Wait, be careful how you word that because that could be taken out of context. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you didn't know that there's deep fake celebrity porn, all that shit. So I want to make sure we're not talking about that crap.
All the stuff of me in there is real.
Why do you do that to yourself? Just like, let me throw myself under the bus.
Well, it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
One of the things I love doing is people will come up to me and say, where do I know you from? And I'll just look at them with a straight face and say, I don't know. Do you watch porn?
See, my thing is that they come up to you, they don't have mace in their hand. Those people are suicidal.
Well, there are those who do. Those are usually the female ones.
Well, I think if you took a survey, can we get back to the Foursquare?
Breen's like, why am I the big one again?
Well, fine.
Boy, that's probably what your girlfriend said. Why am I not the big one? Doesn't make any sense. Never mind.
Not gonna.
If his girlfriend is the big
You
one,
said that to
that's
the
not a
only one of the
girlfriend.
four of us that has one.
Yeah,
So
or still
Yeah.
has one.
yeah.
Still has one. So far.
Got mine folded up in the closet right now.
I'm gonna guess you gotta go get the pump and pump her up because
No, I haven't run her through the washer yet, so
Oh, you can wash them? Oh.
I have no idea, man. I just
hey, you put it in the dishwasher and hope it doesn't melt.
Sure you don't, Geeky.
It's like plastic, man.
Oh, good gravy. Good gravy.
Just wanted to shut the Fred Flintstone references. Oh man.
Now, if the clearly you don't play golf was aimed at me, you're right. Because when I had to give up the 19th hole, I realized I sucked at 1 through 18 and quit those two.
well, Roy Kirk, that's actually kind of weird because people in high school used to tell me that I looked like two people. One of them was Beaver Cleaver's older brother.
Wally?
Yes, this was back when I was younger, and a
And thinner.
little. Yeah, and I was just gonna say that. And two, Fred Flintstone, which used to piss me off. It's like, can't you fucking pick a real person for me to look like? But you know,
Oh, he's saying that's a line from the movie.
Yeah, I don't know the movie well enough to catch quotes.
I watched parts and not all of it. You know,
You haven't watched it? It's worth watching. It's funny as hell.
yeah, it is. It's
I see. My thing with John Goodman is Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon. When they basically wanted to kill the guy, he's like,
See, my favorite John Goodman is the Flintstones. Like, that was the first thing I ever saw him in.
My favorite John Goodman was
It wasn't John Goodman. He faked Breen.
the first 9 episodes of Treme before he blew his brains out.
Guy, and we all met in person. I was about to say prison.
In prison?
I actually got to meet Tony Dow.
YouTube is kind of a prison.
In prison?
No, in person.
Oh.
I told him that, I told him that, and I said, I don't see it. Because that was a good-looking man. I mean, when he was younger.
No, we've never met in person. This is the most personal we get here.
And he said he could see it in my eyes.
See what in your eyes?
The fact that what he's saying,
The light in your eyes. Keep the light burning for me.
The fact that people said that I looked like him. My favorite on that show was the best friend. It was always just this
Eddie?
Yeah,
Eddie Haskell?
Eddie was great, man.
Oh, my sister used to hate Eddie Haskell.
Eddie Haskell
If I ever
or
met
Maynard?
Eddie Haskell in the face, I would punch him.
Breen, Eddie Haskell or Maynard?
It's too late.
For both of them.
No, well, yeah, but yeah. You know that Eddie, you know what the actor went on to do, right?
Drugs?
No, he was an LA cop for decades.
Oh,
Really.
did not
No.
know that.
You know what?
Ken Osmond, he died about 5 years ago.
You know what the little kid from Better Off Dead that I want my $2 values wound up doing?
Mm-mm.
Porn.
What kid?
Not surprised to hear that.
Better Off Dead. There's a movie with
the paperboy
yeah, he was
or the other younger brother.
no the Paperboy.
Oh, I don't know
And
about
he was in non-regular porn.
Oh, he was in niche porn. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But thank you for sharing that. But next time, don't tell about your collection. Dirty Harry, one of Clint Eastwood's best films series he did. But I love his spaghetti westerns.
They originally wanted it wasn't Dirty Harry, it wasn't Clint Eastwood they wanted for that. Who did Bullet? Who was that in Bullet?
Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen.
They originally wanted Steve McQueen. And
Frank Sinatra was approached about doing it also.
It wouldn't have worked. Clint Eastwood has that look, you know.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like he's always pissed off. He's gonna beat your head.
If it had gone to one of those other two, we'll never know how great Eastwood was at it because we've never seen it. But
yeah.
We see him in his westerns though, the way he acts, you know.
No, but I'm saying, but if the role had gone to somebody else, we'd have never known he was considered for it.
Watch Show Kid, that movie, and just his acting in that. It's just.
And they would have had to replace McQueen after a couple of movies because he died in 1980.
Wasn't Joe Kidd David Spade?
That's Joe Dirt.
Oh,
No,
okay.
You're thinking of the other one where the former child actor moves in with the family.
Sorry.
That one. That was a David Spade movie.
My
but,
two favorite Clint movies: Play Misty for Me and Firefox.
I'm down to one son again.
I was never your son.
Not you. Not you. Is Joe Kidd? Is that David Spade?
I was just say, when did you adopt Geekeasy?
You know, I may be desperate for a family, but I'll never be that desperate.
You
For
know,
a family.
yeah, maybe that. I may be desperate, but not that.
Speaking of play Misty for me, you see Donna Mills still looks good in like her early 80s.
No, I gotta look it up.
Just like Lena Horne, man, that woman got better looking with age.
I mean, if you don't look too close, but I mean, Donna Mills still looks good.
That was a great movie. That was the first directing movie.
83 years old, and she's a hot blonde, bro. Just like Michelle Pfeiffer.
I'm sure she's hotter.
Oh, don't get Zach on Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, dang.
No, there's no way I could get that ever.
She's in her 80s? Is she really?
No, not Michelle Pfeiffer.
No, I'm talking about Donna Mills.
Yeah.
Donna Mills, 83.
She does not look 80. She looks like, doesn't look a day over
Knots
65.
Landing star. Yeah.
No, she was on my stories for a few years recently.
Miranda, he's his favorite today is RDV.
Because
he's taking me back 3 times tonight.
Zach's got to overcome the Joe Kidd.
I had a brain fart. There's 2 movies that start with Joe. It can happen to anyone.
But it happened to you.
Yes.
Yes. It can happen to anyone, but it happened to me. Yes, that is sadly the story of my life.
I mean, who hasn't been disowned by Breen? Well, me, but
that's true.
That's right. You were never owned.
Right.
So, Zach, have you watched this before?
No, I don't think I've seen that one. Billy Jack. No, I haven't seen that one.
With Tom Laughlin?
That looks like the guy from the movie.
If you ask Zach, is that Tom Green?
Tom Green.
Yeah, he's just a person.
Oh, it's good to know that he's been completely forgotten about.
Oh, Tom Green, he's that Indian dude from
Check your balls.
From the movies. Right?
Tom Green show, MTV.
Oh,
that is like sausage.
Yeah. Okay.
Freddie got fingered.
In that cinematic masterpiece, Freddie got fingered.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing.
Probably like some of at least when it comes to Bogart, I can never narrow down one shot I like more. I mean, I like Casablanca, but
Casablanca's pretty great.
I love these films.
Oh, you mean African Queen didn't make the list?
Well, why?
Well, Zach,
we
Zach,
get that every Thursday night.
No, but I mean, if you've never seen Dark Passage, or
I don't think I've seen that one. No.
High Sierra, you need to watch these. These are good. Dark Passage is, I think, arguably better.
It's really nice to see you holding up hard copies of those too.
Yeah.
And that
I don't want soft copies.
What a dish!
Yeah.
What a dish.
Lauren Bacall is just phenomenal in this. I love it. Bogart's acting, you don't get to see his for like 20 minutes in, you don't see his face at all, reflection, because he has surgery done to his face to change his look because he's a
Jeff Fairweather. There better not be anybody doing Dallas in that stack you're about to show us.
Maltese Falcon is another good one, Jackson. That is an excellent film. So is
I watched that about a month ago again.
What is it? Oh, what's the one that's in the Florida Keys?
Key Largo.
Key Largo. That's it.
What's the other Lauren Bacall? Lauren Bacall was
Lionel Barrymore and Edward G. Robinson. I mean, there shouldn't be that much talent in a movie.
But it's great when there is.
Oh God, that's a phenomenal movie.
That's one of my mom's favorite movies, so I've seen it like 100 times.
Like I said, I don't watch anything that has Lauren Bacall in it because she's just a looker.
Humphrey Bogart has about 8 or
I like that with Myrna Loy. I'll watch
7,
anything
8,
on my
9
way.
movies that are just, timeless classics. And he's probably, I don't know if anybody's got more than him, but
I
when you
mean,
think about, Maltese Falcon, Casablanca, Key Largo,
Yeah.
African Queen, the other movies he made, Big Sleep, A Dark Passage, To Have and Have Not. It's just, but there's 4 or 5 of them that are just like on every best of list.
and the bottom panel has outlived him already. He died at 57 years old.
Yeah.
Lung cancer.
I'm a couple years from it.
But
From lung cancer or his age?
Both.
Oh.
Both 57 and lung cancer. But you guys ever see this?
Which one's that?
Dreamscape with Dennis Quaid. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen that one.
It's the original Inception. Great movie.
Where they fight in their dreams.
Yes.
Two psychics.
It's who's the Warriors?
Yeah,
guy
come
was in
on,
there.
play.
Oh, is that what it's from?
He's Sully, isn't he? From
Yeah,
Commando?
he's the bad guy. That scene scared the fuck out of me when he turns into a snake and does that thing. That scared the hell out of me.
Why is he gotta be snakes? That's my guy saying.
Thanks.
Then Breen will remember this.
Starsky and Hutch, complete series, right?
Wow.
My younger sister and her husband bought this. They watched the first few episodes and didn't like it. She asked me if I wanted it, and I said, "Who are you talking to?" Of course I want it. And since you said it,
I would have said you're not my sister.
Yeah, that's.
You're not what Starsky
I mean,
and Hutch.
those. I see those and I go, yeah, I want that. Then I go, when am I going to watch it? Yeah, so and then I think, well, but then again, if I have it, it's always there. If I do,
and it's Starsky and Hutch, and it was free.
I
got the Knight Rider, the whole series, for $20 at Walmart.
So the movies I just showed you guys,
Yeah.
that's back when I actually had time to watch things. I'm on YouTube now all the time. It's like I don't have time. So I'm like, Breen's like, oh, the movie's coming out. I don't have time to watch it.
Yeah, I just saw From the Earth to the Moon popped up on YouTube.
Great movie in Frankenstein.
That's got Joseph Cotton and George Sanders, who are two of my favorite, not true leading men actors.
Yeah.
And I go, God, when am I going to watch it though? Because I'm always on freaking YouTube.
Right. That's how it goes. And the other thing is that you're just a guest on here. You don't really going into basically like my thing is like we do the readings or doing this, just like trying to get okay. I know you guys are gonna show up. Zach may not show up because Zach may have church running a little longer, whatever. But the readings are a nightmare. I'm like, who's gonna be here to speak, and who's still alive? I haven't heard from people in a while. It's like Graphic Man, the fossils. I sympathize with that man. Having to set things up and then try to see who's going to be here and then create the thumbnail, create the live stream. It's work, but man, the payoff is just so much fun.
Yeah, but you're.
If I can get Breen to say Bagora 3 times, I get Marani to say it's clobbering time, or Marani to not hold with a knife. It's great.
Next week might be a problem though, because I don't know what my schedule's going to be.
Well,
I think I'll be off in time, but I'm not sure.
It won't be a problem if we don't see you. We might actually have a celebration. We'll have party screamers.
He actually got a job. Damn it, he's going to show up, or he won't show up.
Live from the short bus.
They're like, typical. We get a short bus driving the short bus. So yeah.
You know what's going to be your name? Here, hold on. I think I can change it on here. Can I change your name here? I can.
Probably.
Your new nickname from now on.
Short bus?
It's Short Bus.
That's fun.
It's like Short Round, but your name's Short Bus.
Short round.
I'm fine with that.
I forgot I could do that. I was like, can I edit like stuff? Because I can edit.
I didn't know you could do that, but I'm fine, man. I'm fine with that.
That's like really. I mean, rock and roll. It's like that's. Yeah. Deer Hunter says, I'm not gonna try to pronounce your name. I'm just gonna show you your message. Says I'm waiting for the right time to watch Deer Hunter. That's the Robert De Niro movie. I've never seen it.
Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken,
Meryl Streep.
Back when she was younger and hotter.
I don't know if she was ever hot. I've never thought she was hot.
She was pretty. Like if you go back to Deer Hunter, Kramer versus Kramer. Yeah, but attractive, I guess. I don't know. But
Jackson, I disagree. The good thing about your name being down, we need to see you for about 5 weeks.
Oh,
wow, that's a mean thing to say.
That's like a Breen thing to say.
That's what I meant to say. I said, no, don't insult Jackson. Let me do it. No, but
seriously, though, if I take a minute, we do appreciate you, Jackson, not being here.
Oh. We're gonna have a hate off. See which one they hate more, Jackson or me.
I don't know, but I mean, like Marania, she wasn't here for the one weekend, and like sometimes I think that the readings just not it's not a take to Marania, but it's like when you just get like the group of us guys together doing the readings, and then they were doing it just gets chaos sometimes because like mom's not here. So we can do what we want to do, and we just the jokes, everything. It's just
same with me, Jackson.
Jackson, I'm in that same boat with you. At least you don't have people saying, "Oh, you can't say black. Zach's around."
Well, it's better than the. Oh, never mind. See, this is one of those things where you say, think about. You should hear some of the things that I don't actually say.
I mean, this guy over here to the, over here, right. This way, this. No.
Below you or below Zach?
This way.
Me? Oh,
he's got a T-shirt that says, "Once you go with Zach, you don't go back."
I do not, but I should. That's actually pretty hysterical.
Yeah, wear that in front of your new girlfriend. See how long she's still your girlfriend.
I actually had a shirt that I made that my brothers and some friends had it made a long time ago, but it says "Gerbil Rights," and I'd either just get blank looks, no one would know what the hell I'm talking about, or people would laugh, or just give me the
Gerbil lives matter.
I'm just saying, with that T-shirt, your new name fits so well.
It was so funny. I accidentally went with a friend of mine to a gay bar in that shirt, and boy,
whoa! The first part, you went with your friend to a gay bar.
Yeah,
explaining me the thought process behind that.
He wanted to go, and so we went.
Like, you both. Like, was he gay, or are you? Or
no, he was
too strict?
He was the type of guy that would just want to go there because a lot of straight girls go there so they can feel safe. He was there to go after the straight girls, and so I just went with him. And I forgot that I was wearing this shirt.
If the straight white girls are there at the gay bar, it's because they're with the gay guys, because then the gay guys aren't going home with them.
Yeah,
exactly. They feel safer at the game. That's the point.
I was there just to watch to look at the girls, whether they're straight or not, because I knew I was going home with you.
And sometimes they're not even girls. So
yeah,
be careful you talk to at the game.
Yeah, when they have a deeper voice than mine, it's like, okay, that's not a girl. But yeah, I accidentally was wearing that shirt. I got a couple of dirty looks.
Zach is trying to channel his Wally West.
I don't get
that. Back with the ginger thing again.
I don't have. This is not ginger.
Honestly,
trying to tell us something.
Zach's not ginger, because if Zach was ginger, he'd be replaced by a black female.
That's true. That's true.
We gotta have diversity, so Zach would have to be replaced. That's.
Please replace me. No.
Oh my gosh!
What do I gotta do to get replaced around here?
If I could get a guy to come in here and just totally and have his name just be Zach and replace you, and be like, holy crap, we got another Zach.
It would be like that skit from The Office where they get that Asian guy to come
Asian
in
Jim.
and play Jim.
What you talk about? It's like, I've been here the whole time. It's like,
oh, good for you for not seeing your race, Dwight.
it's like, I love that. Asian
You're
Jim.
not Jim.
That's John Woo, wasn't it? Or was it? That's the guy from there was this the actor.
He was in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and he was on the boat.
He was also in WandaVision, wasn't he? The detective.
Yeah. He's Jimmy Woo is who
Jimmy
he
Woo,
plays.
his name. Yeah. It was a character. I can't remember what his name is. It's Saxon Roy Kirk.
Randall Park. Randall Park. That's the guy's name.
Ooh, I hate to leave such wonderful company, but I haven't eaten yet, so I'm gonna go.
I implore you to start prepping your meals before you jump on here.
Well, I didn't think this would go for 3 freaking hours for one thing.
We've been doing like almost 2.5 hours for the past few weeks.
I know, but
we didn't do very long on Tuesday for having 3 people. We went through pretty quick.
I mean, if you ever have to just go off camera and just like warm up a meal in the microwave and to come back on, you can always do that too. It's not,
yeah, I know I've done that before.
Yeah,
when we've droned on, but
it's like I have no qualms with this.
But yeah. Anyway, so you kids can talk for the rest of the night. So I am out. Good night. Arrivederci, adios, and all that.
I've been waiting for Jackson to say that all night.
Oh, night, Breen.
With that being said, I think we'll probably just end it around here unless you guys got more conversation going into you.
I got nothing to say.
Nothing to say.
I legitimately have nothing to say. I'm gonna go.
Once Dad leaves, the conversation ends.
Once Dad leaves, everybody hushes up.
We had 2 full minutes with Eric Breen tonight. That was great. When he gets on those soapbox and he starts going, that's like, as I said, it's been a minute with Eric Breen. Honestly, if I was Perch, I would clip those and be like, that'd be like my intro segments I hear. It's like, it's a minute with Eric Breen and just like random topics, just play it.
What you should do is you would do like have that be like your intermission video or something and be like, and now a word from our sponsor, Breen.
Dude, honestly, I want that. I want like a moral lesson, like exact, or there's the most random this thing comes in there and so I play it in like, now, word from Breen. And Breen's not even on the channel that time. He just play it, and he gives us a minute, tells us a story, and then we just continue on like nothing happened. Like I said, that'd be awesome. I would love to do something like that. But I don't want to turn it into like a skit show though. That'd be kind of weird.
Yeah.
I could see that. We're not gonna plan these out and have sketches and all that stuff. It's like.
You don't need one with Breen. He just you get him off on a rant, and it's just.
It's true. You really don't.
He's interesting.
He just talk about dick, and he's excited. He wants to talk about it.
I hate that one of the best books out there right now is called Dick Trick.
The best dick in comics.
The best dick in comics. Move over, Nightwing. How much do you think this guy? If Tom Taylor didn't have me blocked, man, I'd be like, "Hey Tom, how does it feel to have the best dick in comics?"
Well, I mean, Tom's writing dick and ass.
Wait, what?
The best ass in DC has always been voted has been.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I would say it's dick and ass.
It's because I haven't been in DC.
That's. It's kind of.
You're banned from DC. What you did last time there?
It's because I hate people with disabilities.
Dude, Jackson, I want him to make like short little piece of comic trivia like stuff. If he just records those and and then I'll just like upload them randomly. It's like in each week, each episode, we get that he's not here or the top 5. I would post it like now a minute,
and now,
or I would just upload them on the channel and like little shorts.
And now a message from Breen.
Right.
A history lesson. From Dad.
Yes. That's like I used to watch. It's not called Get Good now, but it was like there was Noah North and he had Troy Breaker, was called Retro Replay. It was originally called, and you'd always have advice from Uncle Noli, Uncle Nolan, and he would basically just people would write in, he'd answer, give advice in his best Boston accent, and then that was it. That was like a 5-minute video.
Or do a little Wayback Machine, Breen House Rock.
Breen House Rock.
Well, I mean, we'd have to bring back the dinosaurs for that.
True.
No,
I can't say much because he's only a little older than I am. So
a little older than you?
Yeah.
I thought you guys were like the same age. Like you're like 60?
I'm 55.
You're only 55, bro?
Yeah. Born in 69.
Do you know what blows my mind is when I see actors, actresses, and like they're like 45, they're like 50, but they look like they're like early 42, or the opposite. It's like they're because I'm 39. But I look at people. I look at, so there's a wrestler, Serena Deeb, who is a year or two younger than me, and she's AEW, and she looks older than me. And she's in shape. She works out. So I mean, I'm just like, how does that work out? When I look at some of these wrestlers, like these celebrities,
some of them,
they're my age, and
put
they
a lot
look
of
older.
abuse onto their body, and so they're
Well, yeah, there's probably some kind of abuse. I wouldn't say with more of the wrestlers because they have a physical job, but the celebrities they're in the bathroom, they're cooking it up, But dang, I've always wondered about that too. It's like, so, oh man. And then James Dean was like what, 20 something when he died?
28, 29.
But he looks like he's in his 30s.
But then of course there's all the Beverly Hills 90210 people, and they looked exactly like teenagers, didn't they? 30-year-old teenagers.
Yep. Anyway,
Indeed.
we're gonna end it right here.
Yep.
For everyone's sanity and mine.
I got some Fortnite to go play.
Really?
Yeah. They got the last Airbender stuff right now. I'm this close to getting the Sky Bison glider.
You're not even my brother anymore. I disown you.
You don't get your only dream can disown me.
Everybody today, man. I won't disown you because I never owned you to begin with.
That's right. That's right.
So,
the stage is gonna be tired. See you guys.
All right.
All right.
I like your nickname, by the way.
For those who are new into the channel or watching, we're basically we're mainly predominantly a YouTube channel. We do stream the Twitch, so if you're watching us on Twitch, thank you for watching. And those who are on YouTube, thank you for being here every week. We love having Marani here, like having Jackson Roy, Kirk being in the chat too, and everyone else, Undead Quinn, and whoever's not commenting right now. Jay Lucian was here before. And DJ Wise, dude, great to see you. DJ Wise is easy. Check him out. And then what else did I see here? Eloise, hello. Entropian Comics, yep, Kevin. Check out his channel too. He's got some stuff. And yeah, I think that's it. As far as anybody who hasn't chatted, thank you for being here. Kevin, thank you for being here.
Even the lurkers.
Yeah, the lurkers, man.
Lurkers.
I was.
Yeah.
I had you on my phone and on my computer. I had them open to the thing to get some views.
Yes. Like I said, I appreciate you and Geekeasy you being here, and even though you're abandoned, you're pretty much like you're abandoned by your parent, Joe. He brought you on, and this never shows up anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, you watch my child, and he leaves, goes off the party.
Yeah, it's sort of just like real life. They've been trying to get rid of.
Because we were like, because originally Joe brought on, and it's like, then all of a sudden Joe's in trouble. I'm like, what the hell, Joe? You just bring here's this guy's my replacement. I'm leaving.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and I'm like, well, I almost didn't make it through that first couple of weeks because I didn't have the mic, and you guys were like,
yeah,
dude, you better get this stuff taken care of, or you're out.
It's like I said, when we had like a train whistle going or something like that. It was such bad feedback. The echo,
Hey, like I said at the time, I understood. I mean, it was just, yeah.
It's, it gets, in your middle of talking, like I hear myself and then I hear myself again repeating because again the echo of the echo. It is just crazy.
But I got it taken care of. Went and got this from a friend of mine.
Yeah.
So and now I'm still dispensable. All right. Cool.
Unlike Zach's under contract.
Can't get out of it. My lawyers have tried. I'm stuck.
That's ironclad.
It is. It's like Disney, man. It's like trying to get out from the mouse.
My IP.
Just tell them you're Jewish and they'll drop you in a heartbeat.
Don't make those kind of jokes, bro. None of that stuff right now. None of that, because I don't need that from YouTube.
It's like I don't need that heat.
It's not even my channel. I'm just hosting the show on here. It's like I gotta deal with the guy. He's like, "What'd you say? Like it wasn't me, but you vetted him."
I'm just saying that it's well known that Walt Disney didn't like them. That's all I'm saying.
He didn't like communists. Let's say communists.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tell them you're a communist. Yeah.
YouTube, I support you. Yeah, go. Let's go, Brandon. Hey, thank you.
This is why we also stream to Twitch. So if you're watching this on Twitch, thank you.
Yes. Twitch, man, I'm almost partner mode on Twitch. I mean, I got 50.
Seriously?
I got 50 followers. I just need to get consecutive 5 or more people watching on Twitch console time, and then I'll be close to being almost maybe getting a partner thing. I don't know.
Oh wow.
Didn't take a lot. And actually, I gotta thank you. Shout out to not Theory Drake. Celeste. Yeah.
The one person
Goddess,
who watches all the time.
Celeste. She shares out the channel whenever I pop on there and annoy her. She shares all the Geeky Puppet Show links, the YouTube links too as well. So check her out on YouTube and Twitch. Empyreal, EMPYREAL _ Goddess GODDESS. She's been playing the Alan Wake game, and then recently she just started playing Alone in the Dark.
Which is the game I cannot play.
Alone in the Dark is the new one, I believe, right? There's a new one out.
I don't know. I haven't heard of it before.
She's playing one right now. She plays as a girl. I'm not sure because there's a series of Alone in the Dark games.
I've never heard of that series.
But she's probably playing on the Xbox or because her PC is
yeah, she plays on Xbox.
Yeah, her PC threatens to basically blow up the house. So she doesn't really do much with her PC games, But yeah, check her out. They support her. Last I checked, I think she had 300 subs, or she's catching up here. But yeah, all the love and support for them. And then Aries is her boyfriend. They also stream together. They're fun, cool people. But anyway.
And next week I'll have a bunch of Ramos art and
actually
stuff.
Wait, Humberto Ramos.
Actually, for those who are watching on Twitch right now, if you're watching on Twitch, I actually have them as my channel recommended. And also, if you're watching on YouTube now, when you go out to the main page, Geeky Puppet Show recommended channel, Imperial Goddess is right there, so you can find the link right through there. But yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you next week. It's for this stuff, but there will be 2 readings tomorrow, and Saturday, and Sunday, and then there will be a reading on Monday.
I'll be busy.
We are live every single day of the week.
So many readings.
Zach, you're in 1 reading on a Monday night.
You're right, and look, you know what I have to do to make sure I'm here on Mondays. I gotta. You think it's herding cats trying to get people to show up for readings? It's herding cats for me getting stuff done outside of here so I could be here for readings.
Oh, don't be such a little kitty.
For 20 minutes of Zach's life on a Monday.
For 20, and listen, we do not have readings that go for 20 minutes.
Yeah, we do.
We don't.
We'll read one live one, which will be 25 minutes, and then the second one will be 20 minutes. But you don't have to be there for both.
Okay, that's okay. No, I hear you. Okay, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Right. I do. They are fun though. The Disney ones have been fun. I've been liking the DuckTales and the
DuckTales has been crazy. We had the Darkwing Duck crossover story from the 2011 Boom Studios. Basically, or Kaboom, as they called back in the day, for crossover events. And we just read Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the first 2 issues of that, which I'll be airing. that'll be uploaded on Monday on stream of that. Fun. Yep. And we just did on the channel. So we just did Batman Adventures 2003, Dan Slott, Ty Templeton run. We did the first issue of that, and then the first issue of Superman Adventures from 1997. We're gonna start releasing those together as the Batman Superman Adventures Power Hour bit or something like that. You know, so a lot of fun. Zach wish could have been part of it. You could have been Jimmy Olsen, you know, with the whole tie and everything.
I just have to keep dreaming.
You know.
Oh, little public service announcement. When you're going through a car wash, close your driver's side window.
Why would you have it open?
Because I had to pay for the thing, and then it was a nice warm day out, and I forgot to close it.
You don't have the guy as you're going through the tunnel who like tapes your wiper blade down and
see that's that. If you're gonna that's like an automated thing like that. We actually I have it where we have quick trips. You go into it and you just drive forward, and it says stop when you get on the ramp, little thing on your tire, and then that's it. And then it moves this way and that. I've been the other ones you're talking about. The other ones make me so freaking nervous because you're like everyone's like it's like even express lane. Everybody's merging from 5 lanes into one thing.
It's just in a bay. You go in there and you park, and the stuff goes around you.
Yeah.
But so I don't have to move except to go out. But the problem was I wasn't thinking, and I deserved getting sprayed in the face. It's like I got bukkakied by water until I rolled up my window.
I hate that word.
What happened to Geekeasy? He's clean on one side, not the other.
Two-Face.
It's like a line going. Yeah. Good. Yeah. The one Zach's talking about is when you put your car in neutral and it pulls you.
Yeah. There's like a little.
I don't like those. I prefer just having the one because everyone's trying to merge in the one lane, and it's always packed. I prefer just having the one where it's either soft touch or no touch. And you just park.
This is one of the laser washes, and you just it sprays.
Yeah.
Unless you forget to.
It's $11 for a nice car wash, and then you save like $1 or $2 at the gas station if you get like a gallon of gas or something like that.
Mm.
Anyway.
Oh, we should go. Someone's complaining about it being an hour 4, so you know.
Farewell, everyone.
See you tomorrow.
See you next week.
For Infinity Inc.
See you when I see you.
I see you always.